Come on. Let's finish this! Asta!
What's up, y'all? What's up with y'all, Nero Nation, man? Hey, look, we back at it. Tabata blessed us with 2 chapters, 377 and 378 for Black Clover, man. And let me tell you something. When given the time to do panels like he want, Tabata art is next level, man. These panels, some of these panels is just crazy, man. We about to get all into it, man, but make sure you subscribe to the new channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Yes, this is a new channel in case y'all were wondering. Yeah, some stuff went down with YouTube with another one of my channels, which caused my main channel to get hurt. But I got a whole video on this channel explaining what happened. You know, that way we don't have to dive into it right now because it's only gonna make me mad. I think it's some bull, but you know, y'all can go check that video out on this channel. It should be on the front page if you want to know more about it. But we got to get to this Black Clover greatness, man. You thought starting a new channel, having to start a new channel would stop me from talking about Black Clover? Man, hell no, I'm still gonna go hard. Yo, Tabata, you didn't have to do this for us. You did not have to do this for us, man. But look, when it comes to our Andromeda, that's the second gate devil. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. I really want to know what's his end goal. Because, like, even right now, he has never really made any efforts to join the battle. Like, he's always in the back line observing, and if he has to retrieve something from the battlefield, he'll do that, such as, you know, Lucifero's heart. But other than that, he's not really been involved in any of the fighting. So, what's his goal? Like, is he fascinated by humans and want to become human? Is that maybe his goal? Maybe Lucius promised him that? Or is it something else? Because obviously he's around because he wants to, you know, do something that will benefit himself. The question is, what is it? What did Lucius promise this guy? And are we going to find out at some point? Or maybe he's just waiting for the opportunity for Lucius to be defeated and then he devour Lucius' heart as well as Lucifero's heart. Maybe he's waiting for something like that to happen. I'm not exactly sure. He might even turn out to be the main villain. And let me know in the comments section, how do y'all feel about that? Would you be upset? Would you be happy? Like, let me know. The crazy thing is, he might even be a reincarnation form of Astaroth. Like, yo, he might, you know, tell Lucius, like, yo, I've been waiting for this for the very beginning. Astaroth was my father and you killed him, so I had to find a way to take you out. Maybe that might be the case and we just haven't found out yet. But there's something up with this guy. I want to know more about him. Why is he such a mystery? Why is Tabata making him such a mystery for us? But then again, Tabata did the same thing with Lucius. Like, yo, what? It took like 300 chapters before we found out Lucius really was one of the siblings of the Dark Triads. So that might be the case, but this chapter does give us a lot of great things. For one, we get an amazing combo spell from Lucius, man. We about to dive into it in a little bit, but yeah, we get an amazing combo spell from him. And honestly, that spell, that shit kind of broken. I feel like the average mage would get taken out by it. It definitely will be taken out by that combo spell. That's just my opinion. I also love the fact in this chapter we get to see all of the Black Bull members, you know, and the captains as well. It's a couple people I missed when I was looking at the spoiler pages. We got 13 pages early, and going back and rereading this chapter, like the official release, wow, it's a lot of stuff that I missed in those 13 pages. A lot of characters that I didn't even notice was there. You know, we're about to dive into all of this, but like, yo, dang, I tell you one thing. After this battle against Lucius, the Black Bulls better be considered the elite squad of the Clover Kingdom. Like, yo, when we got a great threat facing this world, the Black Bulls better be the squad they go to, man. Like, yo, there's the Black Bulls and then there's the other squads. That's how it should be from this day forward after the war ends. Like, yo, it is no, well, the Black Bulls are the worst squad of the Clover Kingdom. No, it should never be that type of discussion anymore. The Black Bulls is the best squad of the Clover Kingdom. That's all people should say. Like, yo, I want, by the time we get to the end of this series, I want people to look at the Black Bulls in high regards. Because when you think about the whole beginning of Black Clover, you know, how the Black Bulls was always frowned upon. Like, people would be like, yo, well, I'm part of the Black Bulls. And you know, civilians and stuff will look at you like, I mean, you with the Black Bulls. I mean, That ain't nothing to really be proud of. I mean, even when you think about Noel, Nazel sent his sister to that squad because he felt like that was the safest squad for her to be on for her safety, meaning that they never really did shit but lollygag. He was like, yo, my sister be good there. That way she could fulfill her dream of becoming a Magic Knight, and at the same time, she'll be safe. So that, like, the way they looked down on the Black Bulls at the beginning of the series, I want it to be completely opposite by the time this series ends. Like, shoot, man, I'm gonna be real with you. They better have some goddamn statues of the Black Bull members. Like, just have a whole statue in front of the Clover King. You walk to the Clover Kingdom, you get to the gate. There better be a statue of the Black Bulls. Like, this is the home of the Black Bulls. I'm just saying. But we about to get into the chapter. I know y'all probably like, yo, I rambled on long enough. I do apologize, but hey, yo, look, we get chapters every 3 months. I get a little excited when they come now, you know what I'm saying? So, I just be running the talk. But hey, yo, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. We're getting into it. So, first off, this chapter starts off we're on 377 right now. This chapter starts off with one of the coldest color pages in the whole Black Clover series. Now, I know some of y'all might look at it like, nah, Tabata's done some colder ones, but no, for me, this is the best one that he's done, where you got Asta with his, devil arm reaching towards the screen with his hand up, and then you also got Yuno reaching with his, his Saint Stage arm towards the screen, as if he's in his, his union with Bell. So both of those poses look dope. You see Asta, he got the short sleeve shirt on. You look at Yuno, he got the long sleeve shirt on. Now one of them are, Yuno's not wearing his pendant. Asta's not wearing his headband. Like, yo, they're both just pretty much in regular clothes. And if you look at Asta looked like something devastating is about to happen to him. And maybe this is some type of foreshadowing that your boy Tabata is giving us without actually, telling us. So maybe this is something that has yet to come. Then you look at Yuno, he looks like something devastating is about to happen, but at the same time, he still looks a little calm. And then the icing on the cake is you got the angel fellas falling, meaning like, yo, something must have happened with Lucius, and maybe Lucius may actually get his goal in the end. I'm not sure. I'm just saying, that's just what I'm trying to depict from this picture. You guys can put it in the comment section. What do y'all think about this picture? But this shit is so cold. And then obviously it's some type of bright light hitting Asta body, at least, because his hair color doesn't look the normal gray. It looks like a dirty blonde, if you ask me. The same with Yuno. His hair is black, but it's a little green in the front, maybe from his union with Bell. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like this picture right here is an indicator of something that's about to happen in the future of Black Clover. We just have to wait. But I'm still not gonna lie, this is probably my favorite color page that we've got in the Black Clover. I don't know, maybe I might feel different after the hype of this chapter dies down, but as of right now, this picture is goated, man. You can't, you only see one of their eyes. It's just beautiful. Tabata did his thing. I talked about it long enough, man. But let me know your thoughts on this color page. Is it your favorite? Is it one of your favorites? Is it top 5? Very curious to hear y'all thoughts on that. But let me know down below. We're going to keep it moving, man. But the chapter starts off where you got Andromeda, the second gate devil. He's bear witness to the battle that's going on, all the battles that's going on with the Archangel Paladins. I love the fact that they say Archangel. I don't think we've heard that enough in this series. But anyway, you got it where they show each panel of, the Paladins being defeated. You got Aesir being defeated. You got Morgan as well as Morris. And I ain't gonna lie, all of the panels look dope, but the one with Morgan, that looks even better on this panel than it did when we actually got the actual chapter. Like, at least this camera angle, I said camera angle, but at least this angle that he got in this panel. And then when it comes to Morris, it's just like, it's one thing to be defeated, but this boy literally is like turning dust and ash and fading away, and you just got Sus Lion standing there like, give me more. Like, that's crazy. And then of course you got Aesir, she's crumbling. But to me, I feel out of all of their deaths, Aesir's was probably the nicest one, like the more, I guess, humble one, where she leaves and she smiles and she looks at her kids as they live on, knowing that they're going to be happy without her, knowing that they became a family. When it comes to Not, I feel like his was pretty good too with his brother dying, but at the same time, I feel like Morgan knows that his brother is still gonna have some type of guilt regarding this situation. And then I would say, when it comes to Sis Lion, we don't really know if she can go back to being normal after the form she just achieved within that battle with Morris. We don't know for sure. We just don't know. Hopefully, we do get an answer soon enough. But you got it where Andromeda is watching this go down, and he was like, "Yo, these humans are doing better than I thought. It may be only a matter of time for the other fights as well." And that's when you show the Black Bull base. Like I said, man, I was never the biggest fan of the Black Bull base when it engaged in battle, because I don't know if it's more so the anime because how they always did like CGI for that part, or if it's just in general. I can't really remember. It's been such a while since we've seen the base in action. But I was never the biggest fan. It just made me think of like some fake Power Rangers or Voltron or or Gundam or something like that. But when it's covered in anti-magic and you see like pretty much the whole shape of the house is anti-magic, and then you just see little bricks of the house here and there, that shit's goated. I'm sorry. When you look at the horns from the Black Bull base and they got the anti-magic like flames coming from it, that shit look amazing. Then you got it shooting beams from every direction, and one of the beams is like blasting and incinerating a Lucius clone. Like, yo, hey, look, we need more of the Black Bull base when it's covered in anti-magic, because that shit is goated, man. Shout out to, shout out to your boy Henry, because of course he's the one who's controlling the base. Then next thing you know, we got another panel right here, which I didn't even realize till someone pointed it out in the comment section of the spoiler video. Shout out to you. But your girl Charlotte is dual wielding swords when she's facing off against a Lucius clone. She stabbed the clone with one sword, and then in the other hand, she got the other sword about to swing on it. Like, yo, shout out to Charlotte. Did not notice that when I first checked out the spoiler pages. But then again, yeah, hey, I like when stuff like that happen. In fact, I like the way they handled the spoilers for this chapter in general, or for these upcoming chapters, where they only gave us a little bit and then we didn't get the rest until the official release. That's how they did it when I first started YouTube, and then eventually they got to the point where they were releasing the whole damn chapter before the official drop. So I'm more of a fan of just like, getting a couple pages here and there, where people are online, we're able to communicate with one another and tell our thoughts of what we think is going to happen with the chapter, and then we get the rest of the pages with the official release. I love that way better than getting the whole chapter early, and I feel like it has fans more amped to read the official chapter so they can see everything that goes on with the details that we got from the spoilers. So that's the way I really like it. But yeah, hey, look, man, I don't do the spoilers, so if someone put them all out, of course I'm gonna cover it. But also in this panel with Charlotte, you got William using his trees. I was about to say his chains, but his trees to wrap around one of the Lucius clones, and it looks as if he's absorbing the life from the Lucius clones. And what I like about this right here, this is very similar to like what happened to William when Lucius touched his hand. If I'm not mistaken, it was Lucius who one of the clones touched his hand, and it made his hand like aged and stuff like that. So I think it's really dope that we actually get to see this happen in reverse when it comes to William or Bond, or Bonges, whichever name you want to go by, and the Lucius clone. And then you just got your boy Gordon in the background, just using his anti-magic to help undo to turn their curses into power. Really love it. That shit's goated as hell. Hey, yo, Gordon don't get enough credit, and I get it. The way he talks, you don't know it reading the manga, but like when you watch the anime and he talks, it's just like, yo, it could be a little irritating. But I would say I would rather listen to Gordon talk in the anime than listen to Henry talk in the anime. Oh my gosh, yo. I can't be the only person who watched the anime and was thinking to myself like, please, Henry, shut up, please. Write that shit down. Write it down. Give me the note. I read it. I know what you mean. Because hey guys, we need to save people. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But then you got another panel where they actually showing your girl Gray and Vanessa. They're taking down a Lucius clone. It looks like Vanessa is just using her ability to keep any danger from happening to Gray with her cat. But this right here with Gray and her using anti-magic, she's dangerous. She is a threat to be reckoned with right here. Like, it really makes you appreciate what Dante seen in her when Dante looked at her and was like, yo, you're unique and I want you to be my wife. You know, he said the same thing to Vanessa as well, but like I feel like this chapter really showcased why Dante seen that potential in her, because she touches one of the Lucius clones and it appears as if she turned that clone into a solid material that could crumble away. When I look at this panel right here with her doing that to the Lucius clone, you know what it makes me think of? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, one of the greatest animes out there. Definitely should be on everybody's list. But I don't know if y'all remember at the end when Father was being defeated and he tried to absorb greed, and he did absorb greed. And, you know, greed gave himself to him in order to use his ability and turned him to the most fragile carbon there is in the world. And you see where, you know, the father start, you know, crumbling and turning to dust. I feel like Gray did something very similar in this situation where she touched the clone of this Lucius and had it where, you know, he's turning into crumbs and, you know, fading away and decaying. So yeah, that's just the vibes I'm getting from this panel. I could be wrong. She could have did something completely different, but that's just the vibes I'm getting from what she did to Lucius' clone in this panel. You guys let me know. What do y'all think? Do you think I'm on to something? Do you think I'm kind of far off? Let me know down below. I'm very curious. You also got where it jumps to this panel, and I didn't even realize this. The panel with Goach. Again, Goach just be having some of the coldest panels lately, where you got his arm extended to one side, his other arm facing forward, his cape made out of anti-magic floating in the air as he's standing there with Marie by his side, making black mirrors that's actually harming all the clones around him. And if you look closely in the background, you got it where your boy Real is using his Valhalla spell around him. Didn't even catch it the first time when I saw the spoilers, but someone pointed it out. Shout out to you, like, yo, damn, this is insane. I love this panel, man. The crazy thing is, man, this right here might cause, I wonder if, like, the fact that, you know, they're around, you know, Asta's anti-magic, will it cause it where Captain Real won't feel any of the after effects after this battle, after this is over, after the Valhalla spell is over? Because usually when he uses that spell, you know, he feels the effects after the spell is undone. You're just able to keep moving forward during the activation of the spell. So I'm very curious how that's going to turn out, because I would love to see a situation where everyone's facing off against Lucius in the end. I would love to see that. I know we got it with Lucifero, but I would love to see it again. I just thought that was an epic moment with Lucifero, and I feel like it would be even greater with Lucius. But then you got it where it jumps to a panel where you got your boy Zora, and he's using the same move that he used against Mimosa's brother, where, well, not Mimosa's brother. Well, he did it against her too, but I want to say this spell is when he faced off against Longris, and you know, he was able to reflect everything that hit him, but it looks a lot more bigger, and I love the way the anti-magic is surrounding it. See, when it comes to this stuff right here, it's panels like this that make you like, yo, damn, I need that anime back like ASAP, yo. Like, yo, and I'm hearing rumors that after Bleach is done in 2025, you know, we should be getting Black Clover back in 2026, 2027. I don't know how true it is, but again, the anniversary of Black Clover manga will be in February. I think it's February 12th, if I'm not mistaken. I might have the date a little mixed up, but I do know the month is February when Black Clover first released. And that might be why I like Black Clover so much. I mean, it is the month of my birthday. But anyway, you got that going on with Zora, goated scene. You also got Nero. She's like using one of her sealing cubes to actually like take portions of the Lucius clone body away. You got it where your boy Finro's there as well. He's opening, I'm guessing he's opening portals to the Lucius clone. I'm not exactly sure what Finro is doing in this panel. And then you got it where Charmy is on top of her, you know, her ram, you know, sheep, about to attack, you know, one of the clones as well. So this panel is goated as well. Let me know, far as the panels we got with the Black Bull, which one is y'all favorite? So with me, let me see. I would have to, it's a tough tie with the one with Goach and then the one with you know, Zora and Charmy. It's a tie between those two. But don't get me wrong, all these panels with the Black Bull members are very goated. Very goated. But then you got it where it jumps back to Andromeda, and he's looking at the battle as it goes on. One thing I got to point out that I love that they do with Andromeda, with his speech, how his speech bubbles look like they're drooping. I don't know. I really like that. I like how that is compared to everybody else's speech bubbles. I like when series in general do that to distinguish how different this character is from other characters. So I really like that. But you got it where Andromeda is saying like, yo, did Lucius see this far ahead? And so we know when it comes to Asta, he's considered the flaw of this world. I'm sorry, I got tongue tied. We know Asta is considered to be the flaw of this world. We also know that when it comes to Asta, Lucius can't really see the future surrounding him. And seeing how these Black Bull members are engulfed in Asta's anti-magic, does that mean that once that happened to them, that that Lucius is unable to see the path that they will take as well? Like that moment and that point in time, if Lucius was to look in the future, it would be a blank area for them because they're surrounded by the energy or the anti-magic of the flaw. So I'm very curious about that. You guys can let me know, what do y'all think about that? That's just how I feel about it. But yeah, that's just how it is right now. Then we got it where they show Asta and Yuno heading towards Lucius, and this panel looks amazing. She's about to hit her limit on the Neverland spell, which is really crazy because that spell has been activated for quite some time, But you got it where Asta, and I thought it was Belle who said this, but it was Asta says here, and as well as Belle, some food, some recovery magic food from Charmy. Charmy's somewhere probably like, he ate my food. And you got it with Belle as well as start to eat the food. They start to recover their magic, which means the never-ending spell could last even longer, as well as his mana being replenished. And then Asta and make it to the base of to the location of the real Lucius. Now I'm not gonna lie, when the way they landed, it looked really epic to me, and I hope they take the time to give this much detail to it in the anime. Now the way Tabata drew Asta wings on this landing just looks amazing. The way he drew with the mini stars surround. I'm assuming those are mini stars. They may not be, but the little stars around him while he's in his spirit die form. And if you pay attention to he has two grimoires like open at the same time. That should just look golden right there with the two grimoires and him landing. I feel like a lot of people may not even notice that part in this panel, even though we know he has two grimoires. Then you got it where your boy Lucius is just sitting there like, oh, you made it. Asta, how are you doing? Like, I don't know. He just like, yo, it's a shame, what I'm saying? Like, you intend to obstruct my truly peaceful world to the bitter end. And then you got it where Asta says, like, I don't know whether the world is a good thing or bad thing. He doesn't know what Lucius is doing is good or bad, but he says he does know one thing. Someone who was transformed by you, once they turned back normal, regretted everything they did while they were being under your control. You made Sister Lily cry, and you got it where Asta's furious about that. And then, you got Lucius pretty much, trying to use some mind control. He was like, yo, Asta, I mean, it's your fault. Hey, yo, can you imagine like someone doing something bad to you and then just telling you like it's your fault, the reason it happened? Like, that should have probably pissed me off. He'd be like, yo, it's your fault, Asta. It's your fault. Like, yo, you being the flaw of this world, anyone who gets involved with you will end up suffering. And honestly, if he would have said a line like this to Asta when he first striked him before he got sent to the land of the rising sun, I feel like that would have put Asta in even more despair. But now Asta has overcome his fears, thanks to the reusing 7. So Asta has overcome that. So he won't pretty much let these words of Lucius affect him. He was like, yo, Asta, why won't you understand? You're the flaw and you're the reason why these people are suffering. Like, yo, to end your existence is to give these people peace. Then you got it where steps in. He's like, yo, unbelievable. I knew it. I knew that you weren't some god. Like, yo, you just want to, make the world the way you want it because things don't go your way. And then he was like, yo, you're nothing but a self-righteous bastard. And you see is pissed right now. And I feel like it's more so because everything had to experience believing Asta was dead and Sister Lily was taken away from him. So for he probably suffered more than Asta because he lost it. He believed he lost his whole life. Granted, he probably feels a lot better now that he knows Asta's back. But I feel like probably suffered worse than Asta in that situation. You guys, let me know how y'all feel about that. If you believe I'm right or if I'm wrong. But next thing you know, Lucius like, yo, it's a waste of time to try to persuade you guys. It's pointless. Then you see this bright light. You see the cocoons of his siblings like, you know, lighten up even more, and it seems as if he's absorbing their powers. And you have it where Lucius, like, he hasn't formed different from anything of his clones. And I'm not gonna lie, he looks goated. He got the diamond star in the middle of his chest. You know what I'm saying? He got like the angel veins and stuff on his body, and he got like the little mini circles behind him, like holy circles, I guess that's what you're gonna call it. It just looks so amazing. He's like, yo, I will defeat you too and create an ideal world. And you see this big ass blast flying towards Asta and Yuno. And if you look at this blast, it's huge. It's huge. But of course you got it where Asta and Yuno says this dope ass line like, yo, we'll smash it all up right along with you. And you see that it collides with Asta's anti-magic as well as Yuno's magic as well. And it looks like Yuno is using his axe right now. No, it looks like he's using his sword at this moment. So then we jump into chapter 378, man. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. We jump into 378. And it starts off with Asta and Yuno charging towards Lucius. But you have it where, and I feel like this soon, one of my favorite scenes in Black Clover anime is when they're both looking at Lit, the real Lit, and they fighting in the cave. And, you know, Asta's about to, you know, collapse from being fatigued. And then next thing you know, Lit was right in front of Asta, taking the sword out of his hand so fast that you had Yuno like, yo, it's like he became one with mana. I can't see this guy. I couldn't see him move at all. And neither could Asta. And then next thing you know, you have it like where Lit goes to attack Asta. I feel like this moment right here with Lucius is equivalent to that, where you have Asta and Yuno charging towards him. And then next thing you know, he appears immediately in front of Asta, about to punch him. And he does punch Asta, and the punch sends Asta flying back. Now, that's from Lucifero gravity magic. He added that gravity magic to make his strikes even more impactful. It sends Asta flying, but while that's going on, you have it where your boy Yuno is about to strike behind him and slice him in the head. But you have it where the bone-like tail that your boy Zen used to use pops up and starts protecting him. And it's crazy to think that he's using all the abilities of his siblings right now. But you got it where that tail comes out and starts whipping around him to protect him from Yuno's strike. At least that's what I'm perceiving it to be. It may not even be the bones from your boy Zen, but it just what it looked like to me. The next thing you know, you got it where he goes to attack Asta, and he used a combo spell from his siblings, body compressing, jet of blood, and bone bullets. He combined all of their magic together to do this attack, and it pretty much shoots out a piercing bone bullet using the blood to actually increase his speed and the compression of the body to squeeze it out. And Asta somehow manages to block it. He pulls out his Demon Slayer sword and kind of deflects it in the air. The crazy thing is, it would have been dope if Asta would have reflected it back towards Lucius. Next thing you know, you got it where Yuno seems a little pissed, trying to fight off the bone tail, and you see that he goes into his Boreas axe ability. He uses his axe to like slash it apart. Then he goes to like slash at your boy Lucius. Lucius is jumping out the way. This shit looks amazing as hell. Then you have it where Lucius is like, yo man, I'm gonna have to punch this dude. So he goes to steal on him, and you have it where the shield appears in front of Yuno to block the punch. So I love the fact that Yuno is using using multiple weapons at the same time, man. This shit just looks so golden. The shield being blocked, and I know it's not the first time he did it in the battle with the first clone. Then you got it where Asta's jumping back into the battle. He has his Demon Slayer sword in, but you got it where the Lucius clone shoots out 3 of the blood bone bullets, one coming from the chest and then the other 2 coming from each hand. One of them pierces through the shield of Yuno and manages to wound him quite a little bit. The other one shooting towards Asta. Asta manages to block it. And then you just got it where your boy Lucius is standing there fighting both of them in this panel. Like I said, Tabata really cooked with these panels, man. You got it where Lucius is thinking to himself, Wind and Star Magic, bursting with unlimited potential of one loved by mana, and anti-magic, which repels magics of all kinds. and obliterates it. And then you just got these amazing panels where both of them fighting together to take on the Supreme Lucius. And this shit just looks goated, where Asta's swinging his sword, leaving a black slash that stays in place. Yuno knows it's coming, and Yuno's managing to dodge it, but at the same time still fighting Lucius. And he's switching between his sword and axe depending on the situation or the strike that he can land on Lucius. And then you got it where Asta pulls out, you know what I'm saying, the demon slasher sword, and he uses that as well, where he sends slashes towards your boy Lucius. And of course we know it cuts what only Asta wants to cut, and so that way it actually goes through Yuno to hit its target. But Lucius, of course, is moving out the way. You got it where this battle is moving at a very high speed, and then you got it where Lucius is thinking to himself like, yo, how are they this good together? Like, yo, they are polar opposites, yet they're able to fight this well together. Then you just got this cool image where both of them are behind Lucius with the swords in their hand, and this shit looks so cool. And you got Lucius thinking to himself like, yo, they're each surpassing what the other has imagined, and doing so they're surpassing my prophecy. Yo, they're surpassing his prophecy. That's insane. Like, yo, this dude is a person who's able to see the future, but everything he has seen, they are surpassing him right here and right now. Then you have it where your boy Asta hits Lucius with the Z10, and this panel is so crazy. This panel is so godlike. You see it where both arms are slashed as well as the chest, and Lucius just has that look like Nani? Like, Lucius looking like, yo, what the hell is going on? But then you see the chest inside of Lucius, you see like this light within him, and I don't know exactly what it is to be exact, but you got it. Next thing you know, where you see a star around Asta, and then Yuno teleports there. I forgot Yuno could teleport with his stars, but he ends up teleporting right in front of Asta, and he hits your boy Lucius with the Boris attack. Then you got it where they're both laying there with Lucius on the ground. You got your girl Belle. She pulls out the trumpet. She starts blowing it, saying, you know, you did it. That's crazy. She's not even acknowledging Asta. She's just like, you know, you did it. Next thing you know, you got it where Asta says, you leveled up again, you know. And then Yuno replies back saying like, yo, so did you, Asta. I don't know. I just love their bond, their friendship, their relationship. And then you have it where that's where the chapter ends, but you kind of hear like this thump sound. And I feel like that right there may have even been a clone of Lucius, and the real Lucius is about to appear before them like, you guys did well. Like, you did better than what I could predict, but let me show you guys what real power is. And then Lucius is going to commence to beating the hell out of them. That's just my vibes of what's about to happen. I could be wrong. You guys can let me know, but all in all, this chapter was amazing. Beautiful from start to finish. Nothing wrong with it, man. Shout out to Yuki Tabata. You cooked it. It was action-packed. Some people are going to feel like, probably going to say that they feel like Lucius is not a threat. And that's when I say to them, this was not the real Lucius. There is another Lucius. You know, this right here was him just going to a form before his final form because he didn't expect the need to use that much power against these guys. That's my thought on it. And then we're going to have a battle where everyone's involved to save the world. But I could be wrong. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below. And if you like this video, thumb it up. Please subscribe. Hit the bell for all notifications. And let's get this up to 1,000 likes. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. What's up, y'all? We back at it with another Black Clover video. Chapter 379 and 380 is finally here. And Tabata did not have to cook like this. The only thing I'm upset about when it comes to these two chapters is the wait we got for the next couple of chapters.
A nice long nap doesn't sound like the worst idea.
It's like, yo, the cliffhanger was so damn good. They're just like, yo, damn. Yo, Tabata, why you gotta make us wait like this? And I get it. He wants to spend time with his family. I can respect it. But hey, yo, that wait is gonna be hard as hell, especially with this cliffhanger. But yo, enough of that. We're about to get into the video, get into the chapters. I also want to remind you guys, I am doing a giveaway for this video, so just put your Cash App. Damn, I'm getting tongue-tied already. Video ain't even start. But put your Cash App down below. You know, put it as many times as you want, and hopefully you'll be the person I pick. I'm gonna pick at least 3 or 4 people and send them some money. All I ask is once you get the money in your Cash App, that you leave a comment saying thank you for, you know, what you got, so that people won't say I'm a fraud or a fake. You know what I'm saying? This is just to show my appreciation for you guys allowing me to get monetized on this new channel here. Don't want to talk about the old channel. If you do, you just want to go check out the video that's explaining that situation. But greatly appreciate it. Now let's get into this, man. I gotta say right off the bat, like Lucius, I thought he was cool, but in my mind, he wasn't Lucifero cool. But after this chapter right here, yeah, he might be the best one in the series, man. The best villain we've done had. Like, this dude is just, the stuff he did, the tactics he chose was straight up ruthless. Like, I mean, I don't want to spoil it before we get to that point in the video, but you guys know what tactics I'm talking about. Some of those tactics was just so ruthless, and I didn't expect him to do it that way. Like, I expected some of the stuff to happen, but not in the manner that it did. This dude is insane, man. This dude is doing the damn thing. And another thing, hey yo, it's some real life haters out there. Like, damn, that shit is crazy to me. Like, I'm not saying Yuno's my favorite character. He's far from my favorite, far. I mean, he might be in my top 10. I would have to sit down and do an actual list. Might even make that into a video if that's something y'all want. But I don't dislike his character. Man, the amount of messages I got in my spoiler video of people being upset that what happened to Yuno actually happened and saying like, yo, he's garbage, he doesn't deserve this. I'm tired of him keep getting these crazy power-ups. That's insane to me. Like, yo, damn. Hey, look, I'm gonna give y'all another where we could talk more about it. If you guys get this video to like 500 likes, I will do a live stream this weekend where we can talk about this chapter right here, or might even do it tomorrow, just so we could talk about this chapter, because it was fire. It was fire. But yeah, the amount of Yuno hate is just insane to me. Like, hey, tell me the reasons why. Like, for those who do dislike Yuno, tell me the reasons why in the comment section, so I could be like, he justified. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. But we get into it, man. Subscribe, hit the bell. Greatly appreciate it. The chapter starts off, we get this amazing color page. Like I said, it's not my favorite one, but it's a pretty dope one. Where we got Fagolion, Charmy, Real, Yuno, Marie, Goach, Nero as a bird, Mimosa or Mimosa, whichever way you want to say it, Asta and Levy. And I think it's a pretty good color page. Honestly, I would say this color page is the calm before the storm. Because if you look at this, you're thinking, oh, this is about to be a wholesome chapter. Some good stuff is about to happen. They might even win. And then you get into the chapter, you're like, Tabata tricked us. Tabata! Let me tell you something, man. Hey, look, man, I'm a little amped. I got to calm down. Look, we had to wait 3 months for this, man. Excuse me if I'm a bit excited for the chapter. Hopefully you guys okay with it. But it starts off where we got the Black Bull members finishing off the Lucius clones. And I'm not going to lie, this panel is goated. Especially the panel with Charlotte and William. Hey, yo, William looks so damn goated with the stabbing of the sword. And that looks like a powerful, more powerful version of the sword that he gave Yami in the Spade Evasion arc. And he's like stabbing and destroying this Lucius clone. I'm looking like, yo, I ain't rock with William before. But yo, William, hey, look, William, all right, yo, he all right. And then you got Charlotte in the background with the dual blade slashing one of the clones in half as well. Like I said, this is probably my favorite part on this page because it just looks so goated. But it can be an argument that this other part I'm about to talk about is just as good. You got Goach, Marie, and Real taking down one of the Lucius clones. And they got him on a painting with a cross being crucified. Like, that's crazy, right? That's insane too. Matter of fact, let me know down below between those two, because I feel like the other ones are amazing, but I don't think they can contend with these top two parts of the page. Let me know which one is the best, the one with Real or the one with your boy William and Charlotte. Let me know down below, because both of those is goated moments. And of course they show Gray and Vanessa. Then they also show, you can't really see the one that they take out. And then they also show Zora. He's doing a punch. They actually got one of the clones crumbling. And you actually got Finro up there. You got Charmy. You also got Nero. I'm curious to know what ability Nero did to make this clone crumble, or was it a combination between her and Charmy? I'm very curious about that. But anyway, you got it where the whole Clover Kingdom is bearing witness to the Black Bulls defeating these angels and these evildoers that's trying to attack the Clover Kingdom. And after this, the Black Bulls better be everybody's favorite squad in this kingdom. It better be. It shouldn't even be a doubt. It shouldn't be like, well, who's your favorite squad? Who's your favorite captain? It shouldn't even be a question. Like someone say a different squad, off with the head. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, hang him, and like something crazy like that ought to go down. But next thing you know, they actually show Rebecca, and the fact that Tabata is bringing everybody in, people from like that we rarely see. It shows how dire this situation is about to get. They show Rebecca and one of her siblings. They also take the time out to show the sister who watches over Marie in the orphanage. I can't think of what her name is. She's pretty strong. She used to be a Crimson Lion, if I'm not mistaken, or at least she was a Magic Knight. But anyway, you see the Grimoire towers are lighting up. Lightning is coming from them, and you see the new body, the new form of Lucius forming right in front of Asta and Yuno. And I'm not gonna lie, this form is goated. This form is goated. But just the fact that this dude comes into existence in front of them, or he comes in front of them, and the first thing he says is brilliant work, all of you. But the time has come. That right there would have had me be like, hey, look, shit getting real. I think we need to go for a little bit, just do some other stuff, and then come back, because the dude seemed unfazed, man. We struggle against the regular clone, and then we got the real deal. Nah, bro, we gotta go. I'm sorry, I would have been like, yo, he's no Magic Knight. He's no Magic Knight, and I don't even care. Hey, this video might be a little long because we cover in both chapters, but hopefully you guys are cool with it. And you got his new form. You got him with a mini grimoire that looks exactly like his giant one that we seen your boy Julius with when he faced off against Patri to protect the Clover Kingdom. And like I said, it's a spineless book, and it looks dope as hell. His form is just... It's crazy because you would think he was a savior with that form, but we already know what time he on. And he was like, yo, you about to witness the, the Wizard Emperor. And that right there is just that title in general. You should be scared. And of course, Asta and Yuno are starting to realize what happened, that they were all clones that they defeated. Lucius goes to say that, yo, it's time consuming making them, but they did, do the job. They bade me the time that I needed to complete this new form. And he was able to connect to all the towers within every kingdom, not just the Clover Kingdom, but every tower in every kingdom. Now I'm curious, is it one tower per kingdom, or is it multiple towers per kingdom? It's hard to tell because it looks like everything's broken up due to him using his abilities. So it's hard to tell that, is it more than one place with Grimoire Tower? Let me know down below if you're on your thoughts about that. Because I find it strange to believe there's only one tower in the whole kingdom. But anyway, he goes to say he's connected to all of them. And he asks, what do you think happens to your grimoire when a person die? He says the grimoires are, powers of the god, and help a human, use powers that they wouldn't have on their own, magic abilities that they wouldn't have on their own. And he also goes as far as to say like, it enhances their spells, and that's what grimoires do. So what do you think happens when a person dies? Apparently, when they die, their grimoire returns back to the tower, and you see your boy Lucius making all types of crazy spells around him right now. You got him making some type of it looked like a black hole void. It looked like some type of fire, phoenix dragon. Also looked like he's making ice, sludge. I can't tell what this water, and I can't tell what's in the middle. It looked like some spinning discs. But I'm very curious with these moves that he's making right here. The one that looks like a sludge, I wonder if Lucius already wiped out Sally. I can't recall seeing her since this arc started. Is there a chance that Sally is gone, and maybe that black void is Baltos' ability? Is it a chance that they got wiped out by Lucius already and we were unaware of them? and you see that Lucius, does an attack with all those spells. Of course, Asta and Yuno was able to parry it, and then you get this scary moment right here. You get this moment right here where when I seen this shit, like, I'm gonna be real with you. When I seen the spoilers, your boy got chills, man. Especially because the spoiler pages aren't as clear as the official pages. They got like that fuzz to it, which in my defense, it makes it look a little more like a dire situation, like spiritual pressure or something from Bleach. But anyway, you got it where they show the former captain of the Purple Orchids, and they show the thief that tried to steal Grimoire at the beginning of the series. You got it where they're both standing there and they're like, yo man, the situation seems to be clear. Yo, we will survive no matter what. And then you just got Lucius appearing behind them. The fact that Lucius was just all the way up that tower, with Asta and and just in a blink of an eye, he's right behind these guys. I wonder if he froze time. He couldn't have froze time because the Neverland spell is still active. So he couldn't have froze time. So that means that was just pure speed. Maybe teleportation. But either way, he was that damn fast. And then next thing you know, it jumps to Mimosa and Marks. They're having a conversation. Marks is hoping for the best for Asta and and the fact that Marks is wishing for the best for these people who are commoners shows that the world has begun to change. I guess Lucius just doesn't want to wait. But of course, you got it where Mimosa, she turns around and say how many people are left wounded, and you see that Marks is gone as well. Then your boy Lucius appear right back in front of and Asta within a blink of an eye, and you got these three right in front of him. So I'm very curious when it comes to this situation right here. Were they frozen in time? Are they able to move? Because based off their face, it seems as if they're aware of what's happening. So let me know, do you think they're frozen in time? Because my whole thing is, when it comes to the captain of the Purple Orchid, I would have activated my ability instantly, because it looks like all of their grimoires are currently open right now. I would have activated my ability, and soon as I would have vanished, I would have activated my ability. That's what leads me to believe they're frozen in time, where they can't move, they're unable to move. And of course, Asta and quickly realize who all these people are. You have it where your boy Lucius says, like, yo, if you kill mages like so, and he killed all three of them. That's insane. Like, he used them as an example. He didn't even do it because they were a threat. He used them as an example. You guys are an example right now for me to showcase what I can truly do. That's insane. An example, he used them. Oh my, I just don't, man, that's, like I said, ruthless. This dude is ruthless, yo. This panel alone, he surpassed Lucifero. He's going to get even higher as the chapters go on, but in this panel alone, he just surpassed Lucifero. He used these guys as an example, and then they show their grimoires fading away, which indicates that these guys has passed on. He says their grimoires return to the towers, and then you can use their spells. And instantly after their grimoire disappear, he uses the Thief Chain magic to wrap around and because of that, is unable to utilize his magic. Hey yo, honestly, I wonder how much potential that chain user had, because I remember that's what his magic did, but because we didn't see enough of him, I never really thought of him as a powerful character. But just seeing how Lucius used it, and maybe because Lucius has a lot more mana to add to him, it seems OP as hell. But of course, ability gets sealed up. His magic gets sealed up by these chains. You have it where Asta breaks the chains and shatter him, and then your boy Lucius has another goated moment where he says, like, yo, let me show your last moments to the citizens of the Clover Kingdom. He said, yo, I don't even want this to just be between us. I need witnesses. I need them to see what I'm capable of, because once I beat you, they ain't gonna try shit. And it's just crazy. Like, this dude broadcasting this shit on TV, like, yo, I want the whole world to see this. Like, this is insane. And so instantly, this is how you know this is a dire situation. Your boy Ryu was in a whole nother country watching this situation. He was like, oh shit, oh nah. This ain't the normal Lucius, man. This dude is using ultra magic, and yo, on his spells. Yo, this is unprecedented. Like, yo, we didn't plan for this. We didn't plan. Hey yo, Fuji. Hey look, start playing the music. I need to talk to Asta now. You can see the concern in his face, and apparently, anyone who's been marked, can hear the sound that's coming from, from Ryu thanks to Fuji's spell, which I think that's a pretty dope way to communicate. The fact them two together is a hell of a combination, because he can see everything that's going on, and thanks to Fuji, he's able to communicate with everybody going on. He's a support character, but this support is very good when you think about what they can accomplish together. I mean, this is a prime example of this chapter itself. But you got it where Ryu starts to talk to Asta, and he says like, yo man, this is real bad. Like, this Lucius is on a whole nother level. And you got it where Lucius is using different types of magic to attack Asta and Yuno. He even throwing blows from time to time. Like, he's throwing punches. You would think with time magic, well, he can't use time magic now that Never Never Land spell is active, but you would think with gravity magic, like, that would be enough to take down anybody. But he's like, nah, I'm gonna use everything at my disposal. I'm gonna pull out every trick in the book to stomp y'all asses in front of the whole Clover Kingdom. And then you even have it where Asta tries to slash him, but Lucius is fast enough to dodge it. And you got it where Ryu noticed that because he's watching from afar. He's able to observe it. Asta and Yuno is in the midst of battle, so their ability to observe isn't going to be as high as someone who's on the outside looking in. But you got it where he says he knew it. Lucius is trying to avoid Asta anti-magic. The prism or the circle on his chest is the target. It's a lot of magic within there. So if Asta's able to hit it with his Z10, no matter how much magic it is, it will crumble. And you got it where he's telling Asta like, yo, you're the key. You need to strike that point of his body with your Z10. Next thing you know, you got it where Lucius pops up behind him, and he tells Asta another like, this boy Lucius has some of the coldest lines ever in this series. He's like, yo, Asta, don't worry, I'ma resurrect you as well, and I'll grant you magic a proper living being should have. And oh my God, he's like, yo, just relax and die. Like, can you imagine? I can only imagine how calm his voice. Hopefully they choose the right voice actor when this gets animated. I can only imagine the voice when he says, just relax and die. It might even be they probably pick the same voice actor who does Julius, but maybe alter, like, make a different tone out of it. I could see that going down since they are sharing the same body with two souls. That could be the case. But anyway, you got it where Lucius makes this sword, and I ain't gonna lie, the sword look goated. It got 3 holes in it. Hey, yo, looking at that sword alone, I'm just like, yo, will Asta get that sword? Is it a chance that he could grab it and get like some type of divine holy power? That might be another video in the future. But anyway, you got it where he goes to stab Asta, but then Yuno jumps in the way. He blocks it with his shield, and you got it where Asta is saying, we're not dying. We're not gonna die. And then you have this crazy moment where your boy Lucius creates Lasita. She comes out of nowhere. She says Asta Libby. She says both of their names. You have it where Asta kind of stops because Asta isn't too familiar of who she is. I mean, he knows that's his mom because of the memories he's seen in Libby. But then you got that smile that Lucius gives. Like, Lucius gives that crazy smile like, it's insane that he did that. But you got him doing that smile. Ryu already know what time it is. He's like, yo, Asta, mom, did this guy meet her somewhere, back in the ages? And then they just show a panel of her laying on the ground dead and Lucius walking up upon her body. Now, when it comes to this situation right here, I'm very curious if this is a panel, a moment that your boy Ryu is imagining, or if this is something that really happened. And if this really happened, that means that Lucius did this after he, after the whole Spade invasion arc. And, you're wondering why I say after. It's because Lucius was unable to know about Asta because he was the flaw of this world. He can't see a future around Asta. So Asta being a problem or something he foreseen that could happen in the future was something he didn't know of. So it wasn't until he became aware of Asta's existence that he thought to himself like, yo, I need to find out who his mother was, which means after the Spade arc, he went back in time, or some point after the Spade arc, he went back in time to come across Lasita to gather her soul or whatever he needed in order to make a copy of her in the present day. That's just my thoughts and theories on it. I could be wrong. You guys can let me know how y'all feel about it, but I do not think he knew of her beforehand. I do not think this is something that happened and like happened right in that moment. I think it was something that where she died and then he went back in time to revive her, or went back in time to get what he needed to revive her. That's just my thoughts on it. But you got it where Libby is instantly thinking of all the great moments he had with the woman, the one human who treated him as an equal from the very start. You know, I know some people might say, well, Asta did too. When you think of Asta and Libby's relationship, maybe because I just finished rewatching the anime, but Asta and Libby relationship, Asta for the most part ignored Libby. He ignored Libby's feelings, didn't even try to reach out to him and figure out what was his grief and beef about. It wasn't until, you know what I'm saying, until they actually made the Union Pact that Asta, you know, actually reached out and wanted to become friends with him. Not to say Asta disliked him or anything from the very start. It's just that Asta never thought or really considered to befriend a devil. Libby, on the other hand, from the very moment she seen him hurt laying in the grass, she took care of him. She you know, bandaged him up and treated him as family from the very start. When it, like I said, when it comes to Asta, it's something that happened over time. It took time for Asta. Actually, honestly, if it weren't for the ritual, who knows if they even would have got this close. So, I mean, all in all, man, it was an amazing moment, man. Everything about this was just amazing. But anyway, you got it where Libby says, like, yo, even if it's an illusion or a fake, like, it didn't even matter if it was truly her. This is his statement. He says, even if it was an illusion or a fake, he said, I can't cut her. I can't cut her down. Now, when it comes to this, the only thing I dislike about this, and I get it, I get why he couldn't do it, because like I said earlier, it's the one human that treated him like a person from the very start, treated him with love and kindness, that showed him love from the very start. Even though I get that, it's like, yo, you guys have the demon slasher sword. It chooses what it wants to cut. You could have cut through her as well as Lucius, and it would have only hit Lucius, unless I'm misunderstanding the abilities of this, where, you know, the blade itself may still cut an object. Maybe that's the case, and maybe the fact maybe it's just the thought of using a blade in general and swinging it at someone you love. It's just the thought of whether it hurts them or not is something that's unbearable and unthinkable for him. Maybe that's the case, and if that is so, I will give him a pass. But he says he can't cut her, and then this panel that Tabata drew of Libby's face, yo, like you could see the sadness, like you could see that being reunited with her was something that he dreamed of for as many years as he's been locked away inside of that grimoire. You could see that, but because of that, him and Asta had different mindsets, because I believe Asta was still thinking about what I said, this blade will cut what it needs to cut. And not only that, Asta don't have that attachment to his mother. He never known her kindness. He know it is his mom, but he doesn't have that attachment to her. And you have it where the union, I'm about to say fusion again, but you have it where the union becomes undone. They split, and you got Lucius up there with both blades. I mean, with the blade, and he managed to slash through both of them. And this panel right here just looks crazy. And they draw facial expression. He can't believe what just happened. And that was the end of chapter 379. We about to get into 378, man. We about to get into 378. So this chapter starts off where you got the whole Clover Kingdom bearing witness to what just happened to Asta. The whole kingdom is seeing that your boy Asta just got cut down by, well, not just Asta, but Libby as well. But I'm sure the rest of the Clover Kingdom don't really know who Libby is. But just seeing them get cut down. And the title of this chapter, Blink of Despair, just, oh my gosh, it's an amazing title name for this chapter. But of course, you got it where everyone who's seeing it begins to scream out Asta's name. You got Ichika, you got Ryu, you also have Yuno. Everyone's bearing witness. They show Rebecca and her siblings. They show father and sister Lily, well, not sister Lily, but father and the other kids at the orphanage, Nash and them. I love to see how much high regard Yami holds Asta in, because he says even if they kill that crazy kid, he won't die, because he just believes in his, you know what I'm saying, his student, you know what I'm saying, his comrade that much that he knows Asta will refuse to die. And of course, you got this moment right here where Noelle is screaming again, just as powerful as it was the last time she seen him get cut down. And I know she's thinking to herself like, yo, the last two times I've seen Asta, he got cut down by this guy Lucius. So she probably, I'm hoping she's gonna have a moment where she goes in there to attack Lucius to try to get some type of, some type of revenge for Asta. I'm hoping that happens, but I don't know, man, because we still have not got a battle where it was Asta, Noelle, and Yuno versus one target, and I hope that happens before the series ends. But anyway, you got it where Lucius starts to awaken these other angels. They're getting new forms. They're getting even more powerful, like just the regular angels that he had fighting. Then you got it where he also restores his paladins. Now, again, I don't know what type of design. Like, the face look okay, but the design for Morris, nah, man, this dude looks weird, man. He looks weird as hell. Like, yo, the dude look like a caterpillar. I don't know, man. Like, ugh, get him out of here. I wonder what Sis Lion gonna do. She gonna probably turn around like, hey, yo, you know what time it is? Like, we gonna get this. Let's get it cracking. And then they also show Aesir. She has a new form as well. And I like that someone pointed out that Aesir new form looked like a combination of Asta, not Asta, but Noelle's regular armor mixed with her mermaid armor. And it does look like that, man. It's kind of like a harpy snake. And you got it where she's flying around, and her face, her mouth, the way they drew her teeth, she looks sinister. And then they show your boy Morgan, and Morgan design just looks so goated. Looks so goated, man. The wings with the eyes on it, and just he just looks goated as hell right here. And then like they show each of them say something. He got it where Morris, of course, the first thing he says is like, he got it where he says, "Long live Master Lucius." Ryder, hey, yo, hop off, boy. Look, you also got it where Aesir, she says like, yo, you got it where she says, come on, let's keep going, meaning she's excited to battle her kids some more. Of course, you got Noelle and them saying like, no. Now, I hope their battle is something that, I don't know if it's something like I would want to see more of, but I would like it if like Noelle goes off to help Asta and the other siblings say, this is something we gotta handle, and they go to fight their mom on their own. I would like that because I want Noelle to be a part of this battle with Lucius. But then you got it where Morgan, he says, brother Yami, let's fight side by side, meaning he want them to surrender to Lucius and let themselves be taken over. And of course you got it where I'm imagining your boy Yami has got to be feeling somewhat fatigued because he's been fighting very long. And you got it where not right off the bat says like, yo, that isn't Morgan anymore, and you got it where Yami is saying, yo, how far will he twist human lives? And then he screamed Lucius' name. So Yami is getting fed up. Hey, yo, honestly, Yami could hit a couple dimension slashes and catch your boy Lucius off guard because he's focused on Asta now. But you have it where Lucius is like floating in the air, and if you look closely at this panel where Lucius is floating in the air, if you look in the background, you see that Lasita is still there. So we might actually have a moment where Asta and the mom, his mom, they have a conversation with one another because she's still floating there. Or we might have a moment where she snapped to her senses because her kid is laying there. Both of her kids is laying there on death's door. But anyway, you got it where Lucius make the statement like, yo, I thought I killed you last time and I was wrong. This time, I'll make sure you did. And then you have it where Belle instantly takes charge towards Yuno, and you see that they undo the Never Never Land spell. Now, when it comes to that spell being undone, that means Lucius' time magic should be effective. Now, unless Yuno has like mana skin wrapped around him, or the Never Never Land spell just wrapped around him, that means he could succumb to time magic. That's just my thoughts. I could be wrong, but you have it like in an instant where your boy Yuno is able to destroy all the angels that's around Asta that's about to finish him off. And you got it where he has multiple stars around. Remember, when he fought Lucius, we only seen him use 4 stars. At this point in time, it looks like he has about 6 stars, maybe more. And he's clashing swords with your boy Lucius, but Lucius doesn't seem to be concerned. But it jumps to your boy Ryu, and Ryu is saying like, yo, what strength? His Yuno power was ferocious before, but now he's going all in. And he says like, yo, it jumps to your boy Lucius saying like, you're releasing Neverland spell? Are you sure about that? The others won't last without it. That's crazy that Lucius like, yo, he already know what time it is. Like, yo, those dudes is gonna get wiped out. And then you got it where Yuno's thinking to himself like, yo, it's a risk, but if I don't act now, he'll finish us. And then he goes to say, we're all magic knights. I believe in them. And I love the fact that your boy Yuno has faith in the other magic knights. It may be misplaced, but he does have faith. And then you got this goated moment where they show the Black Bulls, and that's why I say the Black Bulls are just on a whole nother level. They show this panel of the Black Bulls, and they say we used up all our anti-magic, but I guess we better get in there. And then you got it where they say, perfect, bring it on. We're just getting warmed up. There's no way Asta's dying. I like the fact that all of them are still willing to give their all to protect Asta and the Clover Kingdom. And I like the fact that Goach was the one who said there's no way Asta's dying, which, you know, and it's crazy because I feel like out of all the Black Bull members, it took him the longest to warm up to Asta, you know, given how much his sister liked Asta, he didn't like that. But I like the fact that he was the one that said that. And if you look closely at the panel, you know, with some of the characters, you can see the anti-magic slowly fading away from them. And I really love that. That looked dope. Like for Goach, you see the little bit of anti-magic coming out his eye. When it comes to Nero, you see a little bit coming off her arm as well as her robe. And the same with your boy Zora. And then if you look even further in the back, you see it with Finro as well. I really love this panel, man. Really love it. Next thing you know, it jumps to the rest of the Clover Kingdom, and they're looking, and you got one Magic Knight. He's just sitting there like, it's all over. He already know, like, yo, there ain't shit we could do. And of course, you got Mimosa. She's screaming out Yuno and Asta's name as Yuno constantly attacking with relentless attacks against Lucius. And you got it where Lucius is getting slashed up, but he's looking at him and saying like, yo, splendid, Yuno, splendid. And he says like, yo, but you can't beat me now. There's no one who can. And he goes to attack Yuno with a whole bunch of different type of magic. And then you have it where it goes to Asta and you hear him say, not done yet. The classic lines. And you got it where he pulls his Demon Dweller sword out of the grimoire. You see where he gives some of his anti-magic, where he's shooting anti-magic towards a direction. Then you got it where Asta says, do it. And then Yuno looks back at him. He smiles. He says like, yo, I'll catch up fast. You got Asta saying, I'll catch up fast. Yuno says, right. And then next thing you know, he in a darkened color state. And I believe that's because they got teleported elsewhere. Because then you have your boy Lucius saying like, yo, it doesn't matter where you send them. There's nowhere I can't go. And you have it where Yuno says like, yo, you won't have to chase him. He'll come right back. And then they showcase Yuno in a half anti-magic, half spirit dive form. And it looked goated as hell. And unlike everybody else spirit form, unlike everybody else anti-magic form, Yuno actually has the same markings that Asta had on his face. So, and then he got the half black crown. Oh my gosh, that junk look goated. With the black stars in the background and the anti-magic sword in his hand. Hey, look, man, this shit look goated. Now, I see a lot of people online saying that this right here is showing death signs for Yuno. And it's very well possible. I don't know how that would work. How Tabata would do, but I would like for Yuno to utilize the stone that he has. I want to see the ability of the stone take effect. Yuno being pushed to the edge, and he's forced to actually use that magic stone, or it activates on his own. I want to see one of those things happen. But of course, I know some people are going to say that's an ass pull, and I get it. But all in all, man, this chapter was amazing, man. Your boy Lucius is on demon time right now. The dude is on demon, using using Lasita as a shield. Damn. Then taking out Marks in them. Another crazy moment. Like, yo, the dude on straight demon time. But let me know y'all thoughts down below, man. And again, get this to 500 likes, and we will go live this weekend. Hoping you guys have a great day or night wherever you are. I know this video is kind of long, but this your boy Nero Megaman signing out. Peace. Tabata!
You to identify yourself.
Yo, we back at it with another Black Clover video. We're going to be covering chapters 381, 382, 383. I know I'm amped as hell, but damn it, we only get chapters every 3 months. So excuse me if I'm a little hyped for this, man. Hey, yo, let me tell you something. Woo! Hey, yo, Tabata cooked, man. I don't give a fuck. My neighbors can complain all they want, man. Hey, look, they gonna hear some shit today. They gonna hear it today, man. Hey, yo, hopefully you guys are ready for this video. I'm gonna put all 3 chapters together, so make sure you thumb it up and subscribe. Also, if this video gets to 300 likes, you know what I'm saying, I will be going live where I will talk about the chapter, answer your questions, whatever the case may be. Also, with my Nero Nation members, if you want to be a part of that, you know, just let me know in the comment section. So, yeah, if you want to be a part of the live, just make sure you're a Nero Nation member. Also, I will be doing a giveaway within this video. So, all it takes for you guys to be a winner is make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you thumb up the video. I could tell, YouTube tells me. And also, make sure you put your Cash App in the description. I'm gonna just pick maybe 3 or 5 random people and send them a couple bucks on Cash App. I've done it with the last Black Clover chapter we got. And also just put thank you in the comments so that other people can see it and not think that I'm trying to scam anybody. But yo, Tabata delivered. I'm sorry. I love this chapter. Oh yeah. One more thing. I made 2 new shirts for the thumbnails that I got for this video. I got 3 different thumbnails, so it will be rotating throughout the day on YouTube. But I turned those into shirts in case, you know, one of you guys want to buy it and show your love and support, because some of y'all guys said y'all really like the thumbnail. So I just turned them into t-shirts. But yo, Tabata, woo! If I had to say one gripe, because I'm not going to say these chapters are perfect. If I had to say one gripe, it would be with the color page we got for the beginning of this chapter to celebrate the 10th anniversary for Black Clover. And I know some of y'all like, yo, that color page looks amazing. Yeah, it is. But I don't like how, and I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys can see it, certain characters are higher up where you can see them right off the bat. And then we got characters where I feel like are more important at the bottom. Like, I feel like Magna, Klaus, they got did dirty in this picture, as well as your boy Sekai. Like, yo, he is at the bottom. Like, to see him, you gotta be like, there he is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, where's Waldo up in this bitch? And then Zoro as well. I feel like these are characters that should have been higher up in the pictures. And you could have put people like Mimosa's brother. You could have put him down there. You could have put William. I mean, William's dope, but you know what I'm saying? He was a traitor. You could have put him down there at the bottom. It's a couple other people. Leo's at the bottom. He could have been further up as well, seeing how we haven't seen him in quite a long time. There are other people you could have put at the bottom, Tabata. Why did you choose some of the best characters in the series, man? Hey, damn it, I said it. Some of the best characters in the series. But other than that, man, I really enjoyed this chapter and these chapters. And what I love the most about it is how it showcases how Asta is the flaw of this world, yet he was able to change the hearts and minds of so many people.
Now it's making sense to become the Wizard King.
If you take anything away from these last 3 chapters that Tabata just gave us, it should be that even a flaw can change a person for the better.
Share the warm world you hold in your heart with every citizen in this nation.
I mean, Tabata cook with this shit, because we got characters. You know what? We just gonna dive into it because I don't want to spoil it for those who are like watching it. You know, because I heard a lot of people saying like, "Yo, go in order, don't spoil it by talking about stuff that happens later on." So we're gonna actually, start from the beginning and work our way through. But Asta, man, he's the GOAT. My haters out there. My hater, and it's a lot of you guys up there. Every now and then I just get a random message on X from just like random people saying like, Yuno's trash. I also get that for Mimosa as well. You know who you are. The Mimosa hater, you know who you are. But for Yuno as well, it's like, yo, he's trash, man. I'm like, damn, like, dude ain't even say hi, good morning, nothing. Just like straight to Yuno trash. I put a heart on it, I feel like that's all like a hardest message, you know what I'm saying? Or her message, I don't know. I'm just assuming it's a male. But, you know what I'm saying? After what Yuno has done in these chapters, you cannot deny this man is goated, man. Everybody's gonna say ass pull, he gets powers and stuff like that. He may have gotten powers from other people, but the way he utilized it, you may say he better than other people who had anti-magic their whole life. I ain't throwing shots out there. I ain't throwing shots. I don't want nobody to hurt me. I don't want no. Your boy's Amp, right?
But I can still beat you in a one-on-one match to prove I'm the strongest. Not a chance.
Damn, your boy's Amp. But yo, shout out to Yuno, man. I had to give him his props. Also, man. Yo. You know what? We're gonna get into that as we go throughout the chapters, man. But hey, your boy Lucius is vicious. Who said the movie wasn't canon?
I'm branch coordinator Millie Maxwell. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Where you guys at? I've seen a lot of people on my other channel when I had posted the Black Clover, movie review and all that. Motherfucker coming into the comic section and saying like, "Yo, it doesn't matter. It's not canon. It's not canon." Where you at now? Where you at now, man? I want to hit a chat. Hey, look. It's whatever. Let's get into this chapter, man. Color page, amazing, man. 10 out of 10. Like I said, the only thing, I feel like some characters should be in different spots on the picture. But we have it where the chapter starts off, where you got your boy Yuno standing there, half anti-magic, half spirit dive, looking amazing. You got the world witnessing this battle go on between him and Lucius. You even got your boy Finro looking like, yo. And it's crazy that Finro would say that, though. He's like, even Asta's handsome rival has anti-magic now. Like, why Tabata had to add handsome rival? Like, of all the stuff he could have said, he could have been like, the Golden Dawn captain, he could have said anything, but the handsome rival, like, that shit was crazy to me. And then you have it where Lucius is just saying like, yo, you really are the dangerous one. You're the one that I feared the most. Well, not necessarily feared, but he was the one that would cause him the most trouble. And Lucius knew that from all the countless different paths he's seen into the future, which I just really love that concept, man. Honestly, Lucius reminds me a little bit of Eren from Attack on Titan, how Eren's seen all these different paths that he could choose, but he only came up to this one path, which was the path he chose that led to him dying and his friends being hero. But I feel like Lucius is like somewhat like that, as well as Doctor Strange, where he's just like, one. It's only one future where we win. But I like the fact that he's like, yo, all of you guys are acting like this, and one little corpse made it happen, or nearly corpse, calling Asta a corpse because he's on death's door. Then you have it where Lucius attacks with so many different magic spells at the same damn time, man. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing all that different magic and spells and shit coming towards me, look, that's why I'm not a Magic Knight. I'm not built for this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I could fight good on a one-on-one battle, maybe even two people, but you throwing spells out like this, that's when I'm like, if I'm I'm like, hey, look, man, hold on. Let's let Asta get back into the game so we could at least have 2-on-1. All this doing shit on my own, I ain't built for that. I would have explained that to Lucius. Maybe he would have understood. Nah, that motherfucker would still attack me. But next thing you know, you have it where your boy Yuno does another amazing spell. Like this dude, keep in mind, this man's going to throw out some spells, so get ready. But he throws out the Black Tornado Fang, man. Oh my gosh. This thing completely rips through all the spells that your boy Lucius just threw at Yuno. Now, I feel like this is a combination of his wind magic as well as anti-magic working together to form this tornado. It also reminds me of Asta ability, Black Tornado, where he spins around, but it's actually Asta spinning with his sword, as opposed to this is Yuno using his wind magic to guide the anti-magic, or at least that's how I'm perceiving it to be. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. You guys are more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, hold up. Hey, man, why y'all ain't like this damn video, man? Hey, look, here we are, 8 minutes into the video, and I gotta sit here and stop to remind you guys to thumb up the damn video. Like, yo, hey, bro, look, it's not gonna happen again. Maybe a couple more times, but it's not gonna happen again, man. Let's get back to the chapter, yo. Let's get to the chapter. All right, so next thing you know, you got it where Yuno was in the midst of that tornado, so maybe his ability is similar to Asta's Black Tornado, and maybe he even stole the idea from Asta. I'm very curious, but you have it where he goes to slash your boy Lucius, but Lucius instantly teleports out the way, and you have it where Lucius is saying like, yo, he needs to be wary of those anti-magic attacks. He must use the utmost caution against them, and we know anti-magic is crazy. But then you have it where Yuno does another attack where he starts shooting anti-magic from the black stars. That shit look crazy, man. Yo, look, say what you want about Asta and Yuno, and you know what I'm saying, Asta being the first person to have anti-magic. Yes, this is true, he is in the series so far. But I will say, I like the way Yuno is utilizing the anti-magic more than I've ever seen. Asta's done some great feats with his anti-magic, but for the most part, it's pretty much straightforward. He goes after his opponent, he tries to slash him down. Yuno is doing all types of crazy tricks with the anti-magic. And look, I like Asta more than Yuno. Hey, look, I gotta be fair right here. This shit is crazy. But you see him shooting like black spears or black lasers from the black stars, and that shit look crazy. Then you have it where your boy Lucius flies up in the air, uses gravity magic to make himself heavy, comes down straight to the ground, but Yuno manages to dodge it. In fact, it looks as if Yuno does a black flip, and amongst doing that black flip, he does another new attack, the Black Crescent Moon Sickle. Oh my gosh, that shit is huge. That's the biggest slash I've ever seen of anti-magic. And your boy Asta specializes in it. But yo, I'm gonna start glazing, somebody's gonna be in the comment like, yo, bruh, take a chill, man. That's But anyway, you got him doing that slash. Your boy Lucius managed to dodge the slash, and then your boy comes down with the anti-magic sword, slashing it down on top of Lucius. This shit looks so goated. Now you also have a moment where Yuno is saying like, yo, that muscle-bound freak been swinging this sword this whole time. And like I said in a previous spoiler video, I believe the only reason Yuno is even able to swing this heavy-ass sword is because he's using his wind to help guide the momentum of the swings, not necessarily him using his strength. Because I could see some people saying like, yo, well, does this mean Yuno is just as strong as Asta? Nah, I believe he's using the magic, his wind magic, to help him wield this sword more efficiently. Now, I could be wrong, but this is just my theories on what Yuno is doing to win this battle. But you have it where they clash swords, and it seems as if the sword of Lucius is beginning to crack from the weight of Yuno's sword. Now, when you think about it, remember, there was a point in time when Julius picked up the Demon Dweller sword, and when he picked it up, he struggled as well, and his his magic was being drained by the sword. But you got it where your boy Yuno is wielding it, and he's doing a pretty damn job. But next thing you know, Lucius uses transparency magic in order to hide from Yuno, and he's like, yo, all I gotta do is use my soul magic at the right spot where there isn't any anti-magic around, and this battle will be over. You see your boy Lucius is planning on turning Yuno into a paladin right here. This is where he's like, yo, if you can't beat him, make him join you. And he's going to turn your boy Yuno into a paladin. Then your boy Yuno does it again. Like, this is only a few pages into the first chapter, and we already on spell number 4? Damn! The dude is going in. You cannot deny Yuno isn't going in. But anyway, he does his Black Neverland spell, which is completely new, and you see that he surrounds himself with the anti-magic stars. They're swirling around him. He's within an anti-magic Black Neverland, and it's just look amazing. You have it with not Yuno, but you have it with Lucius himself is shocked, like, yo, my magic is disappearing. Like, yo, then you have it where Yuno locates where Lucius is, and he goes with an anti-magic slash towards him, and he even draws blood from Lucius in his final form, something we have yet to see happen until this point. You have it where Lucius looks at Yuno and says like, yo, impressive, I'll whittle away that anti-magic until it runs out. And then Yuno says the cold line, like, shout out to Yuno for talking shit, man. He said, before it does, you'll be dead. I'm like, oh, not Yuno talking shit. But then it jumps to the battlefield of the Clover Kingdom, and you have it where Aesir is flying in front of Noelle, saying like, yo, ready, here I come. Noelle saying to herself, I don't have any magic left. She's tapped out. She just unleashed that powerful spell a few chapters ago to defeat her mom in a form that was weaker than her current form. But you have it where she's going in, Aesir is going in to attack Noelle and her family. And then you have it, that's when Sis Lion jumps out of nowhere, and she says like, Noelle, go. This ain't your mom anymore. I get rid of her. Like, I handle this shit. Like, yo, Sis Lion want all the smoke, yo. The fact that Sis Lion was fighting Morris, seeing Morris transform was like, it ain't enough.
Well, I, for one, can still keep fighting.
It's not. It's not enough, man. I don't want to fight him. He's boring. He's boring. And then she looks over and see Aesir transforms like, well, Noelle and her siblings, they kind of got their get back on their mom, so I don't think they'll mind if I jump in. I think I'm gonna jump in. And she's like, hey, Morris, I'll holler at you. And she goes to fight another threat, someone that she sees more worthy. And I'm like, yo, damn. Now remember, from the original, well, I'm talking like this is part 2 of the series. Sis Lion made a statement to Noelle saying like, yo, your mom was one of the only people, one of the few people that I wasn't able to beat. Her grace on the battlefield was something amazing. And she was like, yo, I always regretted not being able to have that run back. And now you see right now, she's not going to miss that opportunity. Like, yo, I let y'all settle y'all family squabble. Now it's time I step in, and she about to catch the hands. Hey, yo, I love Sis Lion for that. Like, yo, Sis Lion, like, damn you, Morris. Like, everyone know you trash, man. Like, yo, you beat Dorothy and Lotus on some fluke shit. Nobody even seen what happened. Like, yo, I don't want to fight you no more. I'm going over here where it's more of a challenge. I just like the fact that Tabata chose to do that with Sis Lion. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. That was one of the things I wanted to see. I'm like, yo, damn, I would have been nice. It would have been nice to see these two face off together, seeing how they considered themselves to be rivals back in the day before Aesir passed away.
Will think they can laugh at me!
Next thing you know, it jumps to Mimosa, and she's there with Asta and Libby. It's crazy how Libby's all bloody in a chibi form. That's just like, it's adorable and just tragic at the same time. And you have it where Mimosa, she's kind of stuck because she's like, yo, I wanna be able to help Asta, but like these wounds are too deep for me to heal unless I use ultimate spell, but I don't have enough magic for that. I have to put all of my healing power into this spell to heal him, but if I was to do that, it'll be endangering the lives of those who are already wounded. I know Asta wouldn't want me to save his life over everyone else's, but what do? You see that she's struggling, trying to figure out what she needs to do. And I love this moment right here. This is probably one of those moments that a lot of people are going to overlook, but for me, I took notice, Tabata. I seen what you was doing, how we were able to see this person who's known as the Flaw able to change everyone within this kingdom.
Your magic is never giving up, so I know you can do it.
Not just characters that we're used to seeing, but even people that don't even get a lot of screen time, because we see these other Magic Knight warriors saying like, yo, never mind us, help him recover, help Asta. We saw him fight. We need his power to save this kingdom. They're saying they're willing to die. They're willing to risk death in order to see Asta live and survive, because they know he's the best chance for the rest of the kingdom surviving. Such an epic moment. I feel like a lot of people are going to overlook this, but the fact that these Magic Knights are willing to die for Asta, someone who's not of royal blood, it's just an amazing thing. The world has begun to change. This is the world that Lucius himself wants. He just doesn't want to take the time to wait. And if he would actually pay attention to what's going on, he would see that the world that he desired is already here. It's already growing. It's already blossoming. I love this panel. Like, it's just so amazing. And then you have it where some of the Magic Knights, they even get up and say, we'll pin it down. We'll take down these, angel clones. We'll take them down while you take the time out to heal Asta. And you have it where she picks up Asta's body and she begins to run with Asta within her cradle, her healing cradle. And she's running off with Asta, and she says, I swear I'll save him. I'm going to save Asta no matter what. And as she heads in the opposite direction, that's when she bumps into Morris. And then you have Morris make this statement, which lets you know that Sis Lion left this dude like, yo, nah, he's not a challenge. Your boy Morris goes to says, I would like to follow that vanished unknown research subject, but I'll eliminate that flaw first for Master Lucius. Yeah, I noticed this after I recorded the video. Crazy. Meaning he was chasing after Sis Lion because he wanted that battle. He wanted to fight her. He wanted to continue to fight her. And he potentially seen her as someone he could do research on to further his experiments. But she took off in the opposite direction. We already know, to face off against Aesir. I think that was amazing. But next thing you know, you have someone speak from the shadow saying he's not a flaw. And then you see the rest of the Diamond Kingdom members showing up. Oh my gosh, this junk look amazing, man. You got Cougar there, you got Laundress there, you got Mars, you got Fauna there, you got Lotus there. Remember, Lotus lost the arm not too long ago. You also have Marilia there. I believe her name is Marilia or Maria. One of the two. I believe that's the name of the girl with the dark hair who's like an assassin type. You also got Code there as well, and she looks like she's holding some type of magic tool. I don't know I don't know where they got this tool from. Is it something from the Diamond Kingdom? Is it something from the past that maybe the first Wizard King developed with Nero? Because remember, he was making magic tools to help people without magic be just as popular as people with magic, you know. But I'm not really sure what where she got this tool from. But anyway, that's how chapter 381 ends, and we're about to get right into 382 again. Why haven't you guys thumb up this video? Like, yo, what's going on? Like, yo, talk to me, fam. Talk to me. Why haven't you thumbed this shit up, man? Please, like, yo, hit the thumb up button. Damn, this is gonna be a long video, man. Hopefully you guys respect the grind, man. Hopefully you respect the grind. But we about to get into 382. It starts off with the Diamond Kingdom. You have it where Mars says, as promised, Asta, I'm here to help. And then you have it where Mimosa, she's looking at him. She's like, yo, what are they doing here? What are they doing here? And you see that you see flashbacks of, you know, Mars when he last spoke with Asta, and he tells Asta, like, yo, you can call me a friend. If you need any help, I'll be there for you. And then you got the rest of the Diamond Kingdom jumping in as well, saying, don't worry, Asta, we're on your side. Ladros saying, like, yo, this is pretty ironic. Then you also have Lotus saying, like, yo, good grief, these people pushed a one-armed old guy so hard, way too hard. Then you got it where they're all charging towards Morris. Of course, Morris says, like, yo, then as the Diamond Kingdom approaches Morris, you got it where they say, just look at the high and mighty scholar who did all the experimentations and toyed with all those lives, and now somebody else has turned him into a monster. That is pretty ironic. Then you have it where Morris speaks back to him, says, like, yo, diamonds, who would have thought we'd meet in a place like that? You're not needed here. It's too late. You're actually embarrassing. It's like, look at something I bragged about as a small child. You have it where someone walks up saying, like, you're the ghost of the past, Morris. Even without your body modifications, we've grown stronger. You see this diamond female walking forward. The aura she's giving off is just straight crazy. Then you see like this monster behind her. We're not sure what this monster is. And then you have it where Morris says, my former greatest success. And then he goes to say, one of the 8 shining generals and the host of the spirit of earth. So she's this wielder of the earth spirit, and her name is Farima. I could be wrong. If so, I do apologize. Hey, look, it's a new character, man. Give me time, man. I got it where it jumps to all of them doing an attack towards Morris, and this shit looks amazing. You have it where Ladros is shooting blasts of energy towards Morris, and if you look closely, you see that Code, she's actually holding that magic tool, which is somehow feeding energy into Ladros so that he can attack Morris. And then you got everyone else going in on the attack as well. You even have it where your girl Fauna as well as Mars is both using their Phoenix Flame to fly towards him while shooting out diamonds towards him. That shit looked crazy as hell. You got all of them screaming as they go to attack Morris, and at the same time, Cougar stopped to tell Mimosa, like, yo, we'll keep this guy pinned here. Take care of Asta. Of course, Mimosa says thank you as she head off in the direction. Next thing you know, they show the Clover Kingdom watching the battle go on between Yuno and Lucius, and they're screaming for Yuno, telling him to hang in there, telling him to go, shouting and cheering. This would leads me to believe that there's a good chance that your boy Yuno might actually become the Wizard King. It might even be a situation where both of them become the Wizard King at the same time, Asta and Yuno. Or maybe Yuno becomes one first, and then he takes Asta under his wing and let Asta become the next Wizard King. Maybe that's possible. But next thing you know, we see your boy Yuno doing another new attack. I believe this is attack number 5 that we've seen new, and he does the Black Wind Blade Shower. This shit looks amazing. You see all these feathers covered in anti-magic flying towards your boy Lucius.
Gehenna game.
I actually didn't catch this until I started editing the video. Lucius is actually using the attack of Priscilla, aka Funny Bunny, in this moment right here against your boy Yuno, where she's making the soldiers on the chessboard, and Yuno uses this new attack to actually eliminate all the soldiers that your boy Lucius has placed on the battlefield. This is crazy, man. Like, yo, he actually is using her ability right here. Of course, Lucius is avoiding him, but at the same time, you got it where he's making like some type of chainsaw wheel, and he's throwing that towards Yuno, and he says, oh my God, Lucius says some of the coldest one-liners. Like, yo, he was like, now then, which come first? Will we settle this fight, Or will you run out of citizens to protect? Meaning like, yo, he's going to take out everybody if he has to. Of course, it jumps to the Clover Kingdom, and you see these, these angels, these legless angels about to attack these people within the Clover Kingdom. Next thing you know, you got, what's his name, Nedge? I believe his name is Nedge. He shows up to assist the citizens of the Clover Kingdom. If you don't remember him, he's from one of the earlier arcs of Black Clover. He was the guy who was he was fighting underground, and it led to the battle of Yami versus Patri. It led to that. I can't remember the name of the arc. We also met the sister of the orphanage, and we met Marie. Well, I mean, we knew who Marie was, but we actually got to see her and how she started to like Asta, and the kids were disappearing. It's from that arc, if you don't remember. But anyway, while that's going on, you have it where some other people show up, and one of the people is Millie. In case you don't know, Millie is from the Black Clover movie. Like I said earlier, some of you guys said this movie wasn't canon. Then what do you call this, man? Because this damn show looks canon to me. But you have it where Millie shows up with the research gang from Branch Zero, and you see that she also has Sally with her. She also has Vajros with her. She Ray's there as well. You got all of these guys working together at Branch Zero of the Magic Tool Research Lab, and they're doing what they can to try to help out the citizens of the Clover Kingdom. And then you have it where Nero says, oh, they made it in time. Then it jumps to Sally, and Sally says, I didn't really get what Asta meant back then, but after seeing all these people thank me for the things I did within the research lab, I think I get it now. And I think this is such an amazing moment. Just another moment showcasing how Asta was able to change the people of this world despite being a flaw. I just think this was such an amazing thing. Then you got Vato saying like, yo, now it's time for them to atone. And he's opening up portals where, these guys can reach through the portals and shoot bullets towards these legless angels. As they shoot these bullets, you see that Sally actually developed these bullets by using the DNA of Asta, the magicless DNA of Asta, and in result, these bullets take away the magic properties of whoever it hit for 5 seconds. They need to try to hit Lucius with some of these. They need to do that. You see it where, thanks to Sally, they're able to render these legless angels helpless and take them down. You even have it where Rage is coming through the portal as well, and he's jumping on these angels one by one, and he's taking their souls away from their body and freeing them. I think this was such an amazing moment to show him have a time to shine, and him saying like, yo, I'll take you all on and send you back to heaven. But then he soon realized that it's way too many of these guys for him to take out. But take a moment to look at his eye patch. His eye patch now has the Clover Kingdom on it. And before, it used to have the Eye of the Midnight Sun on it. So to see his growth was amazing. But you got it where he's looking at these legless angels thinking that he doesn't have what it takes to take on all of them. But then right as he says that, you have it with the L sweep in to help out. You got Fauna, she's fighting. Like, yo, I want to see Fauna meet Fauna. I wonder how that's going to go down. And even then, I wonder how they're going to react to seeing the fire spirit, if the fire spirit is going to act a certain way, seeing both of them as well. But anyway, you have it where if you look closely, you can see Fauna attacking one of the legless angels, and you look even further, you can see your boy Vatos attacking another one of the angels. And then you got Raya as well as Patri flying closer, saying like, yo, we swear on the power of the L's, this time we will protect the humans. And I like how each time they show a previous enemy, they show a flashback of Asta convincing them to do the right thing and what led them to become a better person. I really love that. Asta really has changed this world. And you have it where Mimosa is looking at Asta saying like, yo, you've even made old enemies your allies. How much Asta has changed his world, even though his eyes are closed and he hasn't opened them. Like, man, it was such a great moment. Again, why the hell haven't you thumbed up the video, man? We 33 minutes in, or 30 something minutes in, and you guys haven't thumbed up the video. I'm gonna wait. Because the next chapter is the best chapter. So I'm gonna wait. Hopefully you did it by now. So we're going to get into this final chapter, man. Chapter 383 of Black Clover, man. And yo, it's about to get crazy, man. Stuff that you never seen before. Nah, let me stop messing with y'all. But this was an amazing chapter. But it starts off with your boy, Lucius, using spells from the previous Wizard Kings. Yes, using spells from the previous Wizard King, man. Oh my God, I wasn't expecting this. But you see, he starts off by using Edward's spell from the Black Clover movie when he was facing off against Noel and the Black Bull member.
Ice Wedge magic. World End Martyr!
And you have it where he makes this big ass ice sculpture. You have it where it's about to attack Yuno. But next thing you know, Yuno makes an anti-magic whip. Yes, connecting the anti-magic to each star that he has on the battlefield. And he makes a giant whip. That shit cuts through the ice, through the ice spell, which is insane. Then you have it where your boy Lucius is like, yo, I was just having fun. Take this. And he throws the light sword, the sword from the first Wizard King that we seen, the first Wizard King used against the demon version of, of Lit. And to see that, I was just like, yo, you have it where Yuno does another spell. He makes a shield out of it. Like, yo, what the hell? This dude makes a shield and it pretty much devours the light sword because on contact because of the anti-magic. Then you have it where Yuno puts 5 of his stars together to make this beam that shoots straight towards Lucius. Of course, Lucius manages to dodge it, but the blast is so powerful it even pierces the sky. And I don't know why. When I seen this, it gave me vibes of Gurren Law going, "This drill will pierce the heavens." I don't know why, man. That popped in my head. But anyway, you have it where Lucius dodges the attack, and then he goes to clash with Yuno. They both clash swords, and then they both land on different pillars that's floating in the air. And then you got Yuno saying like, yo, you're pretty desperate about chasing me around. You really are scared of Asta, aren't you? But Yuno means by this is Lucius is being very aggressive and trying to take down your boy Yuno so that he could go take out the flaw of this world, which is Asta. Where Yuno says, did you manage to predict his old enemies leveling up and taking his side? I guess your foresight genuinely doesn't work on him, referring to Asta. And we all know that is the case because, Lucius says out of the countless different futures he looked at, Asta was never part of any of them. But then you have Lucius saying it's nothing, just a battle of attrition. It won't go on for long. Just borrow anti-magic. And then if you look closely to Yuno's arm, you see some of the anti-magic fading away. And Yuno anti-magic may be gone soon. But I imagine, and just hear me out, once that happens, Yuno will be able to draw out the full power of the Demon Dweller Sword. That's just my thoughts on it. I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe I'm thinking Tabata's going to go with in the next chapter. Then you have it where Lucius is looking at Mimosa as she's trying to heal Asta and says, look, see? And you have it where all these angels, legless angels, are surrounding your boy Asta and Mimosa, and they're about to take her out. And you have Lucius says, like, you tried very hard, but it looks like it's already checkmate. And you have it where these angels are about to attack Mimosa, but next thing you know, her brother shows up, which is crazy. I was not expecting him to show up, but he says, like, whose beautiful little sister do you think you're trying to attack? He's like, yo, the gall of making my sister protect you, you lucky oaf. What happened to all that vigor you showed when you trashed me? And you have him recalling the battle that he had against Asta in the past. Next thing you know, we have Longris. He shows up as well, and he manages to cut one of the angels in half with his spatial magic. This scene just looks so damn epic. Always thought his spatial magic was broken, man. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Fenrir with the portals and you could go places, but Longris, you know what I'm saying? His shit just always been goated. And then you have it where Longris says, like, yo, it may not have been an actual battle, but he did beat me. I can't have him laying around looking like that. And then you got him saying, like, good grief, do they really have to bounce back this fast? Referring to the angels and how fast they heal. But next thing you know, you have an angel getting obliterated by a ring of fire. And we see our boy Leo has returned. Leo has stepped onto the battlefield, and this shit look epic as hell. And you have it where Mimosa's looking like, Leo? Like, yo, you here? And then the first thing Leo says, like, Asta, would you wake up already? I won't stand for such pathetic behavior from my rival. Then you have it as Mimosa's looking at him. She says he's keeping Mana Method activated and cloaking himself in it from head to toe. A good one. And you see with this, yo, Leo is a perfect combination of Sus Lion and Fagolion, maintaining mana method throughout his whole body, similar to Sus Lion ultimate magic, and the flames of a ferocious Fagolion. Yo, he's doing the damn thing, man. Yo, oh my God, yo, Leo. Hey, like, I know I can picture some Leo fans going crazy. Matter of fact, FBK, he's part of the Nero Nation. He's one of the members. I know he probably reading this chapter going crazy as soon as he got to this spot. The fact that he's able to do this, man, just shows how powerful and how much he has trained to get to this point. And I wonder if we're going to get even more from him but towards the end of this big war. But anyway, you have it where it jumps to Lucius, and he says, however, all of this is merely buying time. No matter how often you defeat them, the angels will rise again. Are thinking to themselves like, yo, they won't last much longer. But at the same time, they're thinking about all of the stuff they went through with Asta and how he helped them see a different way of living. And they both stand there and they say, I acknowledge you now. And I love the fact that both of these people who've seen Asta as nothing more than a commoner are both standing here saying like, yo, we acknowledge you. It was just such a powerful moment. And I feel like that's what Tabata really was trying to show us throughout these past few chapters, is just not all the action and chaos is going on, but how much one person, a flawed person, was able to change the world.
Share the warm world you hold in your heart with every citizen in this nation.
I believe that's what he truly wanted us to see. But as you know what I'm saying, as they say that, you got it where they say, didn't you get stronger so that we could fight together? Get up, fight. Vanquish Lucius. You have all of them saying this to Asta, and then you have it where Mimosa says, I'm not going to make it in time. You know, it's happening again. I won't be able to send him back to the battlefield in proper shape. And you have it where she's thinking about the moment when they was facing off against Lucifero, and she wasn't able to fully, completely heal Asta, but he got up and said, you know, you've done enough. You've done enough. Thank you, Mimosa, as he heads to the battlefield on the verge of knocking on death's door. And you got her feeling bad because, you know, this happened once and, you know, Asta nearly died. Now you're going against a stronger opponent, meaning she could still heal him, but it won't be enough to send him there at full strength. But next thing you know, a portal opens up and you have it where Charmy and Femora come through the portal, and they're telling me mostly like, yo, eat up, restore your health. And with that being with that happening, you have it where she's able to use her ultimate plant magic, you know what I'm saying, Flower Princess Utopia. And because of that, she was able to heal Asta. She's in the process of healing Asta and restoring him so that he can save the world. In fact, she goes to say, Asta, please save the world. Everyone's waiting. Oh man, such an amazing moment. And for those of y'all who say Mimosa's power is broken, when you look at it, yo, once she runs out of magic, it's not broken, man. It's a temporary, you know, thing. Like some people always say that, yo, she's a problem. And I do admit that's probably one of the people that Lucius should have went off after first. But next thing you know, you have it where this one angel manages to break through the spells of, you know, Leo and everyone else, and is heading straight towards Mimosa. But before it can make contact, you have it where Asta slashes this angel in half. And due to his anti-magic, it won't be coming back. And you got it where he says, Mimosa, thanks. And she looks at him and says, of course. And then you have Asta with this serious ass look on his face. I haven't seen Asta with a look this serious since, you know what I'm saying, since he fought against Damnatio. But then you got him screaming, Lucius, I'm coming for you. And that's the way the chapter ends. Tabata has cooked with this one. This was such an amazing chapter. I loved it from start to finish, man. Again, man, I will be going live if this gets to 300 likes. Also, put your cash apps in the comment section below. Thumb up the video, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, man. Like, yo, this was amazing, man. I'm gonna give my final thoughts in the live stream, so make sure you stay tuned for that, man. Also, let me know who was the MVP in these 3 chapters. I would have to say Yuno, man. Mimosa, she would be second place, but I would have to say Yuno as far as like what I've liked. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact that we got to see a lot of the old characters from the Diamond Kingdom, and I hope they have bigger roles to play as this battle goes on. But I'm just really curious to see what Asta is going to do next, and how will they actually counter, you know what I'm saying, the fact that Lucita is on the battlefield with Lucius. How will they counter that? Very curious what's going to go down. But I will let y'all know the next release date of chapters once we find out. Just stay tuned, be ready. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit of a long one, but hopefully you know, y'all cool with it. But thumb up the video, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Tabata! Hey, yo, what a chapter, man. This shit was crazy, yo. Hey, your boy Tabata was like, you get a transformation, you get a transformation, you get a transformation. Everybody gets a transformation. Hey, yo, we got to talk about the latest chapter of Black Clover. Hey, let me tell you something. Ooh, let's get it, yo.
Asked you to identify yourself.
Yo, we just got 3 chapters of Black Clover, and Tabata did not disappoint.
Okay. This is gonna be fun. Been a while since I've had a real fight.
Now, I'm not going to say they're perfect chapters. I'm not going to say that. There are some things I would have done differently. But at the same time, I got to point out to you guys, we do have the Black Clover anime coming. It's returning, and I imagine they're going to do the same thing they did with Bleach. In fact, I've actually heard they are going to do the same thing they did with Bleach, where they add content to help further the story, to make some of the things make sense that we were all wondering as fans. So they're going to do that. So I know a lot of people are a little upset with the interaction between Noelle and Asta in this chapter, myself included. After reading the official chapter, I'm a little like, I wanted more. I wanted more.
Make sure you don't get too carried away. And don't worry, I've got your back.
And I see that that's actually started a love war on Twitter. Like, you got people saying, yes, Mimosa. Then you got the diehard Noelle fans saying like, no, you know, like they're going against one another. But we about to get into this chapter and a lot more as well as this video continues. So make sure you thumb it up, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, hype me up. If this gets like 300 to 500 likes, your boy will be doing a live stream either tomorrow night or Saturday night. It just depends. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow, Thursday. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a live stream just depending on how many likes this video got. You definitely need to hit that hype me up button as well. Like
Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.
I said, I appreciate all the love and support on this new channel. Thank you guys so much. But we got to talk about this greatness. Oh, let me tell you something, man. Tabata! Oh, boy. Hey, yo, you cooked with that shit. I'm sorry I'm loud. This video going to be a little long, so I hope you guys are prepared to watch this long-ass video, or at least as much as you can before you got to head out to your day. You know what I'm saying? The longer you watch it, the YouTube will put it out for me, and I greatly appreciate it. But, ooh, Tabata, there's so many things he gave us. Look, man, I was a Pagolion fan at the beginning. And then slowly but surely, I start like fading away from being a Pagolion fan. You know what I'm saying? What really sold the deal for me was when he got smacked in the face with his salamander when they was facing off against Lucifero. Lucifero grabbed him and you know, hit him with the Pokemon and sent him flying. When I saw that happen, I was like, yo, he's not the same guy I once knew. He's not the guy that made an arm made out of fire. He's not that guy. But then he comes in these chapters and he shows me why he's that guy. Oh, shout out to Pagolion. It's hard to pick an MVP between Pagolion, Sis Lion, Asta, Yuno, even Noelle. Like, it's a lot of great things that happen in this chapter. And we about to dive all into it one page at a time. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you guys rock with it, man. Let's get to it. And I'm going to give my take on certain parts as we go. You guys know how I do the video. Ain't no need for me to explain this shit to y'all. Y'all already know. This is going to take a long-ass time to edit. Already know. Already know. So we get the color page. I made a video pretty much talking about it. If y'all want to go check it out, I dropped it like, what, 2 days ago? I dropped it Monday. So if you want to go check that video out, go do that. I'm not going to harp over the color page too much because we got to talk about the contents within this chapter. Hey, look, let me look at the color page one time, though. Before I go, I got to just look at it, a quick gander. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So the chapter actually starts off. We on chapter 384. It starts off where you got Noel. I mean, not Noel, but you got Asta as well as Leo fighting side by side. I really love this moment to see them fighting side by side, and just to see how happy Leo is to have Asta right next to him. And he says like, "Yo, it's good to have you back, Asta." Asta says like, "Yo, thank you guys." And then you have it where you even see Longris as well as Mimosa Brother. They're there looking. You got Finro as well as Charmy. You got all of them seeing Asta recover. And then you got this very powerful moment right here where Libby, he realized the mistake he made. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little salty when they got slashed up because I was like, yo, damn, Libby, come on. And you have it where Libby, he feels guilty. He can't even look Asta in the face right now. Like, he's looking away from Asta. And he's like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, yo, I fucked up. I'm sorry, Asta. And you got it where Asta just looks at him and says, shake it off. I don't know why, but when Asta says shake it off, it made me think of Captain America. It was like a scene where, I think it was Age of Ultron, when they were fighting like the main battle. And he was like, if you die, something, walk it off. If this happens, shake it off, get back up, start fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just reminded me of that scene, even though it has nothing to do with that. It just reminded
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This is hopeless.
me of that. But you got it where Leo jumps up. He says he's still got plenty of fight left in him. You also got it where Finro is talking. Like, I love the growth in Finro. A lot of y'all may not remember this, but at the beginning of the series, Finro was a coward.
But I'm your superior.
Slowly, as he became a teammate with Asta and worked alongside him, he began to change. He began to be someone who was willing to risk his life for others. He was always that guy that would like throw a portal and haul ass. He didn't really believe in hard work, but you see that Asta changed him. The flaw of this world has changed him. And you got it where he says like, yo, let's go support the forces on ground. You even have it where Longris is seeing the change in his brother. He says like, yo, that's pretty brave of you, Finro. Because he knows that's not the brother he grew up with. That's not the guy he hated for so long. He sees that his brother has changed. And it's small stuff like that that Tabata gives us in this chapter that makes Black Clover so amazing. I feel like all the hate that people give Black Clover is because they don't take the time out to observe the small stuff that can really be impactful for the series. Now, myself included, there's some things that I miss from time to time, and you amazing guys, viewers, let me know in the comment section. I sit back like, he on some shit.
Oh yeah, thanks guys.
But, you know what I'm saying, next thing you know, you have this moment where someone speaks from behind them and they say, finally, there you are, Asta. And this person was looking for Asta. Just off of that statement alone, that person was searching for Asta, looking for Asta, worrying about his well-being. And you see that it's Noelle. She says, I swear you're such a... They don't really finish what she was about to say. He said, surviving, that was impressive. Consider yourself complimented, meaning she gave him a compliment. Now, I know some people are going to look at this and say they wanted more. They wanted a bigger interaction between these two characters. Myself included. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this, like even when I seen the spoilers, I was like, there's gotta be more pages surrounding this conversation. This may just be the ending part. But no, this is all of the conversation. And I was a little like, yo, damn, Tabata, you could have gave us something. But then I got to thinking, realistically, I mean, you gotta look at it from her standpoint. This is a war. This is a holy war going on. Fight for survival. If you put feelings on the battlefield, shit like that can get you killed. And I imagine she was thinking like that. She's thinking like, this isn't the right time to bring up my feelings for Asta because it may be a distraction for him on the battlefield.
He stole Noelle's magic. Give it back.
As well as a distraction for myself. So I imagine that's the way Noelle's thinking. And if she is, you know what I'm saying, I could give her a pass on that. Because let's be real, like usually when someone expresses their feelings, one of the characters die in most series when shit like that happens. So I imagine that's why she didn't want to put that in the air. She didn't want to distract him from his main goal, which was defeating Lucius, which is defeating Lucius. So she doesn't want to distract him. So I'll give her a pass. I'll give Tabata a pass on this. But I still would have liked if maybe you could have had a inner speech bubble pop over her head and she said that. So us as the viewers, for those who weren't, you know, able to think that far with this part, could have actually understood why she didn't say it. I wish he would have gave us at least that. But I get it. If some people are upset about it, you know what I'm saying? I am a little bit, until I just took the time to think about it over the past few days. You know, we got this panel, Monday or Sunday night. So I had a few days to think about it. So I imagine that's why she didn't say anything. But you got it where she walks up, she tells Charmy, thank you for giving me some food. She exhausted all her magic in the battle, you know what I'm saying, against her mother. And then you have it where you have this moment, which is really making this war on Twitter. Like, it's because of this moment right here. And I even said it looked a little sketchy. But you have it where Asta looks at Mimosa and he says like, yo, I'll come back alive, I promise. And like the way their interaction was between one another, I felt like that was more romantic than the interaction he had with Noelle. Now, like I said, maybe I'm reading too much into it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was just a regular conversation, or it could just be him, you know what I'm saying, just saying the words that she needed to hear so that she can be okay and proceed to help other people on the battlefield. There's many ways to look at this situation, but you got it where Mimosa looks at Austin and says, I know, I'll be waiting. But that I'll be waiting part kind of feels like, you know what I'm saying, like a love, like something you would say to someone you're in love with. But then you got it right here where I imagine in the anime, this is going to look a lot more clearer. You have it where, to me, it comes off as if when she says that statement, I'll be waiting, it seems as if Noelle cuts her off and says like, yo, let's get going, Asta. As if like, yo, ain't no flirting with other women. You're with me. Let's go. Now, that's the way I took it. But then again, it may not be the way Tabata wanted us to interpret. But like I said, when we get it animated, you might be able to see this part a lot more clear. And it just seems as if she's like, she knows about how her cousin feels about Asta, and she wanted to interrupt that conversation by saying something that really needed to be done, which is the battle at hand. But you have it where Asta says, yeah, and they take off flying. Now, in the spoiler panel we seen, Asta pulled out the Demon Dweller sword, and it looks like that's what he's pulling out right here as well. I can't say if that's the Demon Dweller sword or if it might be the Demon Destroyer sword. It's hard to make out. I want to say it's not the Demon Dweller sword just on the strength that Yuno has it, or this might just be an error that Tabata made himself. We don't know for sure. I mean, you guys let me know down below. Is that the Demon Dweller? Is it the Demon Destroyer? Let me know what sword you think it is. And it seems as if Asta was able to use this to give Noelle anti-magic. Now, I went back to check her first appearance in her Valkyrie armor form, dragon form, and yeah, none of these marks that's on her was there. You know what I'm saying? And this outfit itself was just a little bit brighter. It's not as dark as it looks right here. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This Valkyrie armor, black dragon form, looks so damn goated. But at the same time, I wonder if it wasn't more so Asta giving the anti-magic to her, or if it was more so Libby. Because remember, Libby himself controls anti-magic. So that might be a way to get around Asta not having the Demon Dweller sword. Just the fact that Libby was there, and maybe it was Libby's choice to give her anti-magic. But I'm not 100. I'm just putting shit out there.
I suppose I'll help, and then later I'll collect my payment in full.
You guys can let me know your thoughts on that. And if you think maybe Tabata kind of messed up on that, or if that's a typo, or if it's a different sword altogether. I mean, we know the Demon Dweller was capable of doing that, but who's to say some of the other swords aren't capable of sharing anti-magic with his friends? We just gotta wait and see. But I like how in this panel where you got both of them flying up towards Lucius, Asta and Noelle eyes both look the same. I just really like that. And then she got the mark on her hand, like Asta got on his headband and shoulder, and then she got it on her legs as well. Like the way her armor looks, it looks just like his Devil Union armor that he wore when they first went to the Spade Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Missing pieces here and there because, you know, her outfit's a little more revealing. But I don't know. I just really thought this was amazing. You got both of them flying up together, and I'm like, yo, my prayers have been answered. These guys are about to join Yuno and have a dark trio, you know, or a dark triad battle against Lucius. But anyway, you got it where they're flying up, and as they fly up, you see some more of these super angels flying towards them, and you got it where Noelle says like, yo, leave them to me, Asta. You go on ahead. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset because I wanted her to aid him in this battle.
I see things as they are. Let's country must burn!
I wanted her to be by his side as they fight Lucius. But I still think that that's going to happen. I feel like she's going to finish these people off. You might have a moment where Lucius is about to get an attack off on, you know what I'm saying, Asta and Yuno, and Noelle shows up and says something along the lines like, yo, let's show them what we're here to do. Let's show them what we're made of. Something along that might happen. But anyway, we have it where it jumps to the land of the rising sun. And I imagine, now hear me out. This is something I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see everything that took place leading up to this panel right here. But I imagine it would have took away from the shock value. But I would hope they would do a flashback of what took place once this gets animated to let us see the devastation of this battle. Because we have it where the Ryuzen or the Ryu 7 are all unconscious, knocked out on the ground. It looked like it was a crazy battle. The whole area, the whole kingdom just looks like it's been destroyed and just decimated by their opponent. And you Lucius speaking through Heath's body, saying like now that he can use ultra magic, you know, he can remotely control the bodies of his paladins. And you got it where he's holding your boy Ryu by the neck. This panel looks so damn cold. He said, this body may not be my own, but we finally meet at last, Ryu. Hey, yo, this shit is cold as hell. You got Ryu eye activated, and you have it where Lucius says, someone magicless whose future is hidden from me. So that means that anybody who doesn't possess magic has a future that cannot be seen by Lucius. So not only is Asta a flaw of this world, one would say your boy Ryu is as well. Granted, he gave up his magic, but you got it where Lucius goes to say, frankly, you are a thorn in my side. Tell me why you have given Asta all this support. And again, the fact that Lucius couldn't see what happens around your boy Ryu. I'm very curious what made him decide to go there to wipe him out. Because right now, all the people he need to really worry about is in the Clover Kingdom. So what made him choose to go there or choose to take control over Heath's body and finish the people off while Asta is away? But anyway, you got it where your boy Ryu says getting this eye, you know, cost him all of his magic. He didn't regret it, but it was rougher than he had figured. It felt like he had gave up on his dream and what he promised his friend. To escape that harsh reality, he looked all around the world searching for his friend. He was searching for Yami. Yami is his friend, of course. And he said one day in a foreign country, he spotted a boy with no magic, which means he was watching Asta from the very beginning, even before he joined Yami's side, Yami's squad. He was always watching Asta, just based off of this. And he said, maybe out of a sense of kinship or something, I kept my eye on him, referring to Asta. He says, he was born magicless. Unlike me, he was a commoner. He didn't give up though. He worked hard and tackled stuff head on. Then that kid ran into the friend I had been searching for. So at this point in time, your boy Ryu wasn't even watching Yami. He was trying to find Yami, but in the process of finding Yami, that's when he found Asta and seeing that Asta was similar to himself, a person without magic. So he observed him for a while. And by him doing that, he was able to find his friend, the one he was searching for, which is Yami, which is crazy because that means Asta was the reason that Ryu was able to find Yami. That's crazy. But he said this person, referring to Asta, he got stronger so he could protect something, and he kept charging ahead. He took on overwhelmingly strong opponents and nearly died again and again. But he saved others and got saved himself and kept on fighting. Seeing that gave me strength. It gave me courage. It made me take action. So yo, I love the fact that Asta, the flaw of the world, was the reason that Ryu did the things that he did throughout his life. Watching Asta throughout his life made Ryu choose the path for his own life. The flaw of this world. I just really love how the flaw of this world changed so many people's lives. And you got it where Ryu goes to tell Lucius, he says, the one I back, know that we back. Ain't you slick around forcing everybody to bend to your will, posing like a god. You have it where Lucius says, it's a shame, but it looks like this world doesn't need a shogun. And you have it where he's about to finish off Ryu, which is really crazy. But next thing you know, you have it where Yoshuga shows up in his steel form. Now you could tell that he took a beating because half of his body is covered in his steel form and then the other half seems to be his human form, which means he took a beating. He took a beating, but he lied in wait for the right moment to strike his opponent down. And you see that he does it at 10 slash, which takes the head of Heath's body, which is also Lucius controlling that body, which is insane. The fact that he took the head. I'm surprised that your boy Tabata did something so brutal. This is really brutal considering all the other stuff we got in Black Clover. This was kind of dark, but he took the head of Heath, which means Heath ain't returning. But at the same time, there's a chance that Sister Lily could come back and try to finish them off, because remember, she was a paladin just like Heath was, and if Heath was able to return back to his paladin form, the same could be said for Sister Lily. Although Sister Lily could be on her way to go fight Asta and Yuno, we just don't know. And you have it where Yoshiga says, looked like you weren't able to impress our Shogun. Then it drops back to the Clover Kingdom, and you have this awesome battle between Yuno and Lucius. And Lucius says like, yo, you're the ultimate opponent, Yuno. Your anti-magic is just about gone. And then you have Yuno saying, yeah, this would be the last attack. And he does a black meteorite where he uses his body, he uses Asta moves, as well as he makes his black stars shoot as meteorites as well, which is such an amazing moment. I feel like this was a callback to the black meteorite combo spell that Asta did with your boy Gulch. I don't know, it just feel like it was a reminiscent to that when they faced off against against Dante, and they made multiple clones of Asta doing black meteorites. That's what it felt like to me. But he does manage to graze the cheek of Lucius, and as he does that, you have it where he takes the sword and he tosses it, and you have it where Asta is there to catch it. This was such an amazing moment. And then you have it where it jumps back to the land of the rising sun, and as the head of Heath fades away, you got it where Ryu says, the one we want to back is Asta, and he looks at Lucius' head as it fades away. And then you got it where Asta catches the blade, and the way he's standing there in front of Yuno, in between Yuno and Lucius, just looks so damn goated. And of course you got Asta saying, sorry for the wait, Yuno. Of course Yuno replied back saying, you're late. Waiting on you is getting really old. And it seems like that happens quite a bit, but I don't care, man. If you get panels like this, it's just so amazing. But you got Lucius standing there. Yuno says, is not being able to control Asta bothering you that much? And then next thing you know, you have Lasita appear. She's standing right next to Lucius. Lasita starts to charge towards them. Of course, Lucius says, can you two cut her? And of course, Yuno is like, yo, man, you really gonna pull that again? Asta looks back at Yuno and says like, yo, it's fine. He pulls out his sword. He pulls out the Demon Destroyer sword, it looks like, and he says, right, Libby? See that Libby as well as Asta, they're perfectly synced, or at least it seems like they're on the verge of syncing perfectly. And then you have it where he says, what's important to me now is what Lasita protected, referring to the life of Asta as well as his life as well. And then you have it where he says, Asta and me, what she wanted to protect the most, her kids. You have it where he uses the sword to free her and actually slay her. And it's such a sad moment. The way he holds on to his mother, the look that Asta has, he has his head down. He's not even making eye contact. So if you look closely, it looks as if after Asta slash, Lasita, it looks as if Yuno teleports her away. And that's why Asta looks at Yuno and says, thank you. Thanks, because he didn't want them to see the fate of their mom right before their eyes. It could discourage them on the battlefield, could bring weakness. It could potentially create an opening for Lucius to attack them. So Yuno was actually doing that out of consideration for his brother or someone he sees as a brother, as well as so that it won't be a distraction on the battlefield. Shout out to Yuno for actually doing that, man. That was amazing, the fact that he did that. And there's a chance that she may still be alive. So at the end of this battle, you could have a little bit of closure where Libby and Asta are actually able to talk to Lasita before she completely fades away. Or she could be alive from here on out. We just don't know. With her being teleported away, we don't know the ins and outs of her condition. But the fact that Tabata left that open, I'm very curious how many of y'all caught on to that or how many of y'all missed it. Next thing you know, the eyes of Asta looks completely different, and he looks at Lucius and says, brace yourself. And this is the final battle, and him and Yuno charge towards Lucius. What a way to end the chapter. So we about to get into 385. This was amazing, man. We about to get into 385. And so you have this chapter starting off in such an amazing way. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on it. But this was a beautiful chapter. But you got it where they're both engaging in battle with Lucius, Asta and Yuno. It seems as if your boy Lucius is using the bone magic from Xenon making those whips, much holding them back as it attacks them from all angles. And you see them like fighting all over the kingdom, all over the castle, all over the throne. They're everywhere in this battle. This shit is getting intense. And it looks amazing. These panels of them battling it out just look so crazy. A moment where Lucius managed to hit both of them back. They're sliding against the side of the wall. Next thing you know, they're going in, they're clashing with Lucius. Not only are they clashing with Lucius, they're fighting it against the tentacles, the bone tentacles that he's making at the same time. And the way Tabata drew these panels, you could tell he took his time to make these panels. They look so beautiful, so ruthless. This is what happens when you get the proper rest when you're a mangaka.
What a surprise, I caught you slacking. Do you have any idea how hard I fought?
This is what happens. But anyway, you got this panel where Lucius is thinking to himself. It says, these rivals, and it shows Asta and Libby with their eyes like glimmering with hope, and then it shows Yuno and Bell, which I completely forgot about Bell. I'm gonna be real with you, I forgot Bell was there. But you got it where, you know, they're kind of like all seem to be synced. He says they're making each other level up. They're going even faster, even deeper. And this junk just looks so amazing, showing both of their spirits, the energy from both of their spirits, and they're getting even stronger as they come at Lucius. And Lucius himself is beginning to be pushed back by the power of their strength, which is insane. Next thing you know, you got it where they show Andromeda, the second gate devil. He's watching all the battles that's taking place against the hyped up second versions of the Paladins, and he's just observing everything that's going on. They show Sis Lion facing off against Aesir. They show the elves facing off against one of the angels. They show Raids facing off against one of the angels as well. And then they show Morris facing off against the Diamond Kingdom. And you have him smirk. He's observing. It's like he's watching a show, the best show of his life. The next thing you know, it jumps to the panel of Morgan. And Morgan does this crazy ass attack where it looks as if he's surrounded by darkness. And then he's making stars of light. You know what I'm saying? He's making stars of lights that shoot off in every direction, almost like a monozone that can blast outwards. At least that's what it's looking like to me. And it's shattering everything in this path. You have it with Yami, you know what I'm saying, Ichika as well as Not. They're doing everything they can to avoid the blasts of light. And you have it where they're even hiding from Morgan because of how powerful his attack is.
We're in serious trouble. He's got us cornered and there's not a damn thing we can do.
And they say it destroys everything with light, returning it to the dark. It's a literal monster. We can't even get near him. Next thing you know, Andromeda appears. He says howdy. And it's crazy the way he looks like, you know what I'm saying, he's bothered. But of course, Not instantly knows that it's the Supreme Devil, you know, that was watching from the sidelines this entire time. And he says it can't be good. And then you have it where Andromeda says like, yo, you want me to help you? And then, of course, Not's asking, what do you mean? Why? He says, like, yo, you over there, dark magic user, I'll possess you. Getting sacrificed to open up the gate of the underworld made you the perfect devil possession. And we remember that time when they were looking at his body. It was Vanessa as well as Gray. They were saying Yami's body is completely different. It has changed. It has undergone a transformation. And us as fans been wanting to see what's going to happen with this. We thought it would lead to Lucifer's return, myself included, but it seems as if it made him the perfect host for a devil. And you have it where Yami asks this devil, like, he says, why exactly would you give us a hand? And you have it where Andromeda says, like, yo, maybe because humans are more interesting. He has a smile on his face. That's a smile that definitely can't be trusted. I would have been like, nah, bro, I'm not fucking with you. But of course, you have it where he says, like, you have been ever since you fought Lucifer. Well, Lucius had you pegged that time, but you really hung in there against him. You didn't have a snowball chance in hell at winning, and yet, what is this feeling of watching you guys? Watching you guys just thrills me. You know, Lucius is predictable. You're absolutely desperate, and following you would be way more fun. And he got it where he's laughing as well as Yami. And Yami says, I like it. I'll take your gamble. Now, I have a lot of people saying they don't really like the fact that this second gate devil has taken this path. But it seems as if everything he's ever did was for enjoyment, you know what I'm saying? And he, you know what I'm saying, he only chose to go with Lucius because it seemed like it would be fun to see your boy Lucifero be taken down, which he saw that. And now that he's seen Lucifero taken down, he's thinking to himself like, man, this has gotten boring just watching Lucius win all the time. Why don't I join another underdog, you know what I'm saying, and see how this turns out? Because you gotta think about it. When it came to Lucius beating Lucifero, it was more so, you know, thanks to Asta and everything that Asta did. Lucius in that battle was considered to be the underdog until, you know what I'm saying, Asta and his gang helped weaken Lucifero by making half his body be on Earth, the other half of his power be left in hell. So at that point in time, he became, you know what I'm saying, Lucius and them were underdogs. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. But of course you got it where Yami says, I'll take it. And they make some type of pact. I wish we would get the ins and out of their terms, because it seems like a pact has to be formed, like a servant and master between a devil and his host. At least that's what Not told us in the previous battles when Asta was trying to become, you know what I'm saying, form a union with Levy. But maybe we'll get that later on. But then it jumps back to Lucius as he's facing off against Asta and Yuno, and he's asking Andromeda what's the cause of this, and he replies back and saying, well, I mean, it's not going to be much fun if you win, because everything will be under his control. It'll pretty much be one mind, one sound, one body. And you have it where he says, like, you know, this will be more fun. Then he talks to Yami, and Yami's like, yo, you're magic. He's like, it's not very devilish, but put good use to it. And then you have it where all of them are going after Morgan. You have you have Ichika as well as Yami all charging towards Morgan, saying we're going to hit him with everything we got, people. Shadow, darkness, the blacker they are, the brighter the light shines. And this is such an amazing moment. Just the shadow, the darkness, the blacker they are, the brighter the light shines. And they managed to like strike towards your boy Morgan. It looks like they catch Morgan off guard. And then you have it where the second gate devil is thinking like a supreme devil's light magic can destroy the paladins. It takes a devil to fight an angel. And I just love that. It takes a devil to fight an angel. And then you got Ichika shouting out brother as Yami gets close, and he's holding a sword of light as well as a sword of darkness, and he slashes through Morgan, and you have Morgan fading away into the dust. What an amazing way to end chapter 385. Like, yo, Tabata is straight cooking, man. He's really cooking with this one. But then we got it where we jump to chapter 386, the final chapter, and just the way this shit started off. This may be my favorite panel out of all three chapters. You have it where Aesir is burning up. She's turning to ash from the flames that Sis Lion created. And you got it where Sis Lion says to her, like, yo, I don't know any monsters like you, as she's paying her respects to Aesir, because Aesir was the one person she could never best in battle, but she was finally able to do it in the strongest version, no less. You know what I'm saying? She was able to defeat the strongest version of Aesir. And you have it where as Aesir fades away, she says, neither do I. This was such a cold moment. The fact that your girl Sis Lion called her a monster, saying she doesn't know any other monsters like her, and then Aesir replying back saying like, yo, neither do I, was such icing on the cake to see them get this battle, this final battle, the battle that she longed for. What she really wanted was to fight her adversary, her rival, which was Aesir. Was just such an epic moment. Then you have it where she looks in the air and she sees the battle between Lucius, Yuno, and Asta. And I'm like, yo, Sis Lion about to get involved. Yo, she about to get involved. But next thing you know, you have it where it jumps to Lucius and he says, what a pain. Let's do this. He's like, you two probably can survive this, but what about the citizens below? He's planning on attacking everybody. You see him forming this big massive ball of magic. You got everybody on the battlefield looking at everyone within the Cloverfield, within the Clover Kingdom is looking at all of this magic gathered together. I mean, they're even showing some of the magic knights that we haven't seen in quite some time. Even some of the ones that's been reincarnated by the flame of Sis Lion. You got it where all of them are looking. They even show the research lab as well. He says, humans, it's time to embark. It's time to embark on a new and happier life. He does ultimate magic, united forces, and this spear of magic just looks crazy as hell. It covers the whole Clover Kingdom. And you have it where this blast is flying down towards the Clover Kingdom. And Yuno says, if we try to shut this down, he'll grab the chance to strike us. And Asta's like, yo, but we have to stop it. Then you hear a voice call out, you two, stay focused on Lucius. And then you see that it's Fagolion and Sus Lion both standing side by side. And then Fagolion says, yo, I finally got the hang of it. Spirit dive. He goes into his spirit dive form and it looks amazing, yo. It's different from Yuno's in the sense that like he took on more characteristics of his spirit beast as opposed to Yuno staying the same and he just has a light glow to it. Fagolion has the horns of a dragon. He has the fangs on the scales on the side of his face of a dragon. His teeth are sharp. He has the wings. He has the claws on his hand, the talons. It just looks so amazing. And he's standing side by side with his sister as they shoot a giant beam of flames towards this blast that your boy Lucius has aimed at the Clover Kingdom. And you have it where they say the flames, we still don't have enough. This part was so epic. And then this right here just reminded me, think of when Nami was facing off against Dante. And he says like, yo, I can't do this without you, Asta. And then Asta was able to appear. You have it where both of them shout out, and this really made me think of that moment. They both shout out Leo's name, and you have it where Leo is coming to him. He's like, yo, I'm on my way. And he says, for Golion, you know what I'm saying, Mariona, finally, I can join you. And he lands beside them, and you got it where all three of them are shooting out the strongest fire blast that they can possibly do working together. You got Sus Lion throwing her fist. You got Fagolion just got both of his hands open. And then you got your boy Leo throwing ruins around the blast that they're unleashing to stop this, this devastating blast that's about to hit the Clover Kingdom. And this panel just looks so damn amazing. All of the siblings, they're screaming. And you know what I'm saying? Just like when they were screaming, shattering this boulder, I was like screaming too. I don't know why. I was screaming as well. And the more that I look at this boulder, it kind of feels like it might have been the attack that your boy Comrade did in the movie. Now that I look at it, the more and more I look at it, it could actually be that attack. But they managed to shatter this boulder of energy, this massive ball of energy. And while that's going on, of course, you have it where Asta and Yuno begin to keep their attack against Lucius going back to back. And then they show Belle as well as Libby, and they're thinking to themselves, like, you have Belle saying like, yo, amazing, incredible, fantastic, wonderful, Yuno. You got it where Libby is saying, Asta, we're becoming one. And then next thing you know, it goes into a panel where both of them are transforming. It looks as if Asta and Libby has achieved their purest union yet. And then it also looks like Yuno has took his spirit dive to the ultimate level, a level above Saint stage. And this panel looks so amazing, yo. You got the glitter and sparkle around Yuno looking like Peter Pan and shit. And then you got like the black orbs, the black mini orbs surrounding Asta, many of them. And he has it with his demon slayer sword in his hand. This shit just looks so damn goated. And if you look closely, you can see the bull on the hilt of his blade. Oh, that shit is dope. And what really makes this panel look so dope with Asta is the fact that you can see the scar on his chest. This shit is crazy, right up under his union form. This looks so amazing. But you got it with both of them charged towards Lucius, and they kind of blitz him, and they both get a slash off on Lucius. And that's how the chapter ends. That panel looks amazing as well. Yo, Tabata, you did the damn thing. Now, like I said, this chapter isn't perfect. These chapters aren't perfect. There are some things that I would change. Mostly would be, I would love to see the battle that took place between Heath and the rest of the Ryu 7. I would love to see that take place. I would have loved more dialogue between Asta and Noelle. Definitely would have loved that, as well as maybe even Mimosa trying to interject and put her 2 cents in. I would have loved that as well. Also, I would have loved a more of an explanation of what actually happened to Yuno. What type of transformation did he undergo? We know it's like a saint stage, spirit dive, but I want to know, how was he able to change this much? Hopefully we'll get that in the next chapter, as well as Libby and Asta. Is this true devil union, or is this just a step closer? And in the next chapter, he might undergo another transformation like that we will see. I wonder if that's the case when it comes to Asta and Libby, as well as with Yami and the second gate devil. What type of pact did they form? What type of contract was formed between the two of them for him to gain the power of that second gate devil? Is it more so where he like lend him his power, or did they completely merge? I have so many questions as far as that goes. And then more so with the battle with Morris and the Diamond Kingdom, what happened with them? Were they able to defeat Morris? They didn't really show that battle conclude. So there's questions I have about that as well. And was that Comrade's ability that Lucius used? So many questions, but all in all, man, I really enjoyed this chapter. Just a few things I would tweak that I just mentioned. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want the live stream, make sure you like and subscribe, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.